Hi everyone, welcome to On Track GP. I'm Lex, I'm here with Harvey and Jack, and we're here for the Singapore Grand Prix. It's going to be a super race today.
I hope so.
Super race today. No Red Bulls in the top 10, a Ferrari on pole, a Mercedes in second, another Ferrari, then Lando in fourth.
Yep.
And Lewis Hamilton in fifth, so it should be a really good race today. What's your expectations for Ferrari, Harvey? On pole, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost a 1-2. It was almost a 1-2. I do like McLaren as well, you know. I do like Lando Norris. What's not to like? But you know, this could be their race. They could be back. This could be it.
Said that so many times.
Yeah, well, you know, they could be. I didn't say they will be. I said they could be. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, first time on the On Track GP channel. It's great to be with you guys as well, but yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to watch a race.
Super excited. We'll come back to Ferrari in a moment. Jack, McLaren man, what's your expectations? Lando Norris in fourth. I thought it'd get a little bit higher. Was you a bit disappointed, and what do you think is going to happen today?
Yeah, I saw him. He was so close to setting a pole time, and then I'm just watching all these cars come past. I think Leclerc flies past him, and then Russell flies past him, but I mean, it's Singapore, anything can happen. We've seen safety cars, we've seen so much of Singapore, but it's going to be difficult. The Ferraris look on it, annoyingly.
Yeah,
I'm hoping they sort of capitulate themselves and he can just slide.
Well, they do that sometimes, but no, yeah. I think it's going to be a good race for Ferrari. But maybe I'm just feeling too optimistic. You're looking at me like oh, I don't know, and then
there's two reasons. When you said that a good race, I thought about 2018.
Yeah.
Vettel and Raikkonen taking each other out. And second reason, just got to give a shout out to Joe. He's normally here, the man with the Ferrari jacket.
Yeah,
and it's good to always have a Ferrari fan here looking a little bit tense. They're always optimistic at the start and get really excited, Jack. And then by the end of the race, they've had a 9-second pit stop.
Well, if it's looking difficult, I'll throw the jacket on and I'll try and bring out my inner Joe. My inner Joe. I'll do it for Joe.
Okay.
I'll do it for Joe. This one, I don't know why this is sitting next to me.
Well, that's out of the top 10 jacket. What do you think about Red Bull? They've had a tough week, Red Bull. Really tough week. What do you think, Jack?
I mean, the way that sort of Horner's explained it is that there's nothing wrong with the car, and it's not like a change, or they've not like put anything different on the car, and they're just lacking pace, which is bizarre to me how they can be so far down. I mean, I could get it if they were like fourth and fifth, but to be both outside the top 10, but
technical directive. What do you think, Harvey?
I mean, just quickly back on them both being out of the top 10. I mean, with Perez has not had a good season at all anyway, so that's nothing new really. You know, it's true though. He hasn't. It's unfortunate. I like him. Don't get me wrong, but he hasn't had a great season. So for him to be out of the top 10, it's kind of like, okay, but then normally Verstappen is, well, we all know where Verstappen normally is.
I think Perez has been out of the top 10 or not in Q3 for eight races. I could be wrong, it's 7 or 8 races he hasn't made Q3. So, Jack, to you spoke about it before. Let's talk about Max Verstappen and the non-penalties. What do you think? 2 reprimands.
Do you know what? I was on the fence until I read the report, which basically said, here's what Verstappen's done. Here's exactly why it results in a penalty.
Yeah.
He's been reprimanded.
Yeah.
It literally said in sort of the post, like, here's all the things that make it a penalty. And
it's fine. News just in. They gave the penalty to Ocon instead. Don't worry, he took the penalty instead.
That poor guy.
But
and then AlphaTauri didn't turn up to one of the hearings as well, was it?
Yeah, AlphaTauri didn't turn up to the hearings, so there was not a representative. So Max escapes, starts P11. Should we go through the grid?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so if we go from the back of the grid, no Lance Stroll.
Yeah, that's a shame.
No Lance Stroll today. Good to see that he's okay, or relatively okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thoughts on his seasons, guys? Anyone?
Yeah, I mean, a good start, I guess. I mean, everyone thought Aston Martin, great start. I mean, but Fernando Alonso's mostly carried Aston, let's be real. He has. Yeah, I mean, I think Lance Stroll, it's better than anyone would have expected, I think, for his start to the season. It's a shame that he's out. I think he also maybe gave the mechanics a little bit too much work to maybe fix the car in time. So maybe it's a mix of, need to fix the car and he's had a bit of a scare. So, shame, but...
In that humidity and that heat, there's one thing I don't want to do, and that's stay up all night in a garage trying to fix the car.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys need to come on more. You guys are really nice. I think he's had a shocking season.
Yeah, it was a good start.
He's banging around in Monaco, going around the hairpin, knocking into everybody. So do you think he's good enough to return? We know he's going to return next season because dad's not going to sack his son, but do you think he should keep that seat?
Realistically, no.
Yeah.
Realistically, no.
Who would you put in it?
But
I've heard a lot of Sonoda. Is it the
Sonoda to Aston Martin?
Yeah, is it the Honda links I've heard or something saying in a couple of years that it might be?
Wow, I haven't heard that. That's a good shout though, mate. That's a good shout.
Especially with everything going on at AlphaTauri. Lawson wants that seat, Ricciardo wants that seat, sort of everyone wants that seat.
Yeah, there's enough drivers around that someone will take it, but anything conquer any... I mean, who do you think should take it?
I would love, and we're getting into like fantasy F1, I would love Vettel to come back. Go back next to Alonso. But if we're going down that path, I'd love Vettel to come back and join Mercedes.
Mercedes?
Next to Hamilton.
Where does Russell go?
That. Russell goes to McLaren.
Russell goes to McLaren?
Yep.
Okay, so who drops out of McLaren?
Jack? He drops out of McLaren. Would you have Russell and Norris there? Well, maybe Norris
so
to Red Bull.
Where does Piastri go? I mean,
Norris to Red Bull?
Norris to Red Bull? Oh, well, I can't see that happening.
I can.
Really?
Yeah, I can see it.
There's a lot of talk of Norris to Red Bull. Helmut Marko. I don't want to say too much about him.
I mean, I'd love to see Mick Schumacher back. I don't care where.
Yeah.
I'd just love to have him back somewhere.
He's got to have that Williams seat. Let's keep going through the grid.
Yeah,
Zhu in 19th starts from the pit lane. Difficult qualifying for him. Logan Sargent starts 18th. Oscar Piastri 17th.
Very unfortunate.
He got bumped yesterday, Piastri, didn't he?
It's
just one of those things, isn't it? I was thinking when I was watching it, there's a lot of rules in F1 that kind of need revising, and if there's a red flag and someone's on a flying lap, should they get given like a shootout, an opportunity to get that lap in, when the red flag's done? Is that something to consider? Yeah,
but then there's so many kind of exceptions of that can happen so many times, and then it could be, what necessarily dictates the flying lap? Do you know what I mean? It's like, I was about to do it, or I'm in it, or so it's a bit of a difficult one.
If it's intentional, like we saw, was it Perez Monaco last year?
So he said that wasn't intentional though.
Yeah, so I mean, like intention can always be implied. Do you know what I mean? Or like kind of,
Can't bring up intentional in Singapore with a Mercedes fan, but everything was going on with Felipe Massa at the moment, but really there it is. Bottas in 16th. Again, I think he's another one who got caught out by Stroll, right?
Yeah.
Because I think his teammate, Zhu was he's starting from the pit lane, but Bottas was doing all right. In 15th, Tsunoda. What happened to Tsunoda? Did you, because we were all watching the clip again, I think, where Liam Lawson knocked out Verstappen, but Tsunoda was on for the time, so... You guys see what happened? No one ever really said what happened to him. We just didn't.
No, I mean, I had my eyes on Lawson, to be honest. I used to watch a couple of seasons ago a lot of F2, so I've always liked Liam Lawson, and I think it's always nice when these kind of reserve drivers get a shot, even if that's just in practice, but to actually be racing for a few races, I just feel so happy for him. We'll get there, obviously, when
we'll
get
there
to him.
It's interesting, just jumping back with no Stroll, that there's no one who's going to be in the Aston Martin. So maybe
that's what I mean. Right. So maybe the car,
maybe the car
maybe not quite ready.
I think
he ripped the tethers off, didn't he?
Everything went.
I don't think you can put another driver in the car unless they have to take part in qualifying,
practice or something. In some way.
I think they have to do qualifying.
Is it qualifying or is it?
Yeah, I think the driver has to qualify.
Okay.
But I'm sure they could have just asked everyone.
Jack with the knowledge. Okay, Alex Albon in 14th. Bit low for Alex, considering what he's had a good season.
He really has. He's really basically taken everything that car has had. Yeah. Everything and more. Yeah. So, I'm looking forward to seeing him today. I mean, everyone, I think. You can't dislike Alex Albon. He's just... Well, I don't dislike him. I don't know if you dislike him or you do.
I don't dislike Alex.
Okay, I was going to say.
I mean, I still get nightmares from him screaming, "You've done it," or whatever he's screaming down the radio. But, most improved driver of the season? Surely.
Most surprising driver of the season.
Most surprising driver of the season, definitely.
Definitely up there, at least.
Yeah. Got a feel for Logan Sargent as well, where he's just trying to find his feet in F1 and his teammates sort of all the way up there.
Yeah. We skipped by Sargent, but I don't know, I'm interested what everyone thinks in the comments. Is there a little bit of Latifi 2.0 with Sargent? Just a little bit?
Not quite.
Not quite, Latifi.
But maybe.
He could get there, couldn't he?
Maybe. But I hope not. I think it's nice was it 3 American races?
Yeah.
It's nice to see an American. You want to have people, because then when they go to these places, I mean, you'd hope, there'd be a bit more of a kind of support. It's like when the British drivers are at Silverstone, or, I mean, I remember, was it last season, season before, I mean, every race in Mexico with Perez, always
Amazing.
a right party. So, yeah, it's brilliant. All the Austria ones and the Dutch ones for the Red Bull drivers and Verstappen, always great too. So, yeah, I like having an American. I just think if America are trying to up their input within the sport and take a load of races, then you'd hope they'd have representation. It's just a shame that he's not as good as the rest.
Yeah, we'll get to an American team in a moment. You had a bit of a segue there, mentioning Mexico. Sergio Perez in 13th.
I mean, that's kind of where he's floated around, hasn't he? He's either been right up there, helping his teammate, or he's been fighting through, I guess, the midfield.
So I thought he'd do better, to be honest. I think sort of the street circuits, they're his sort
regardless,
of
if you're in a Red Bull, if you're in a Red Bull, you should do better. I think that's it. That's why there's been so much talk of who takes the seat there and then who takes the seat at Alpha.
Yeah.
It's only because of him. There would be no other talk if he was, getting a P2, P3 every race. There would be no talk of it.
It really makes me appreciate how good Bottas was at Mercedes as well.
That's true.
Everyone sort of laughed at him at not being at the Hamilton level, but he was always sort of picking up the pieces and getting on the podium.
Yeah. So, just on the other side of it though, what did you think of Checo's comments this week about setup with the car and how the car set up a certain way and he's not given data on balance and stuff like that? Did you see him make comments?
I mean, I don't know, to be honest. You don't really know what. You'd think that he'd get that kind of stuff. You think that that's what they would get. That's what you need to drive.
Though,
so
right? You'd hope so.
He's not exactly in a fight with Verstappen, is he? So there's no reason not to.
No, and it's like, why? I don't know why publicly he'd kind of go for it. Do you know what I mean? With something like that, it's kind of sounds a bit like, oh, I'm not set up well enough. My team aren't helping me enough.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
For
I
me,
feel bad for him though. Like he's very likable. So there's no reason why. I'm not on him for anything. It's just. Yeah, it's just unfortunate, I think.
There's something happening at Red Bull with that second seat.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely something happening, but we're not quite sure what.
I don't know who's taking it at this point or if he will stay.
I have my dream.
Who's your dream?
Who's that?
Ricardo
back.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough.
I'd love Ricardo back.
I don't think that will happen.
No.
I think that will happen.
You reckon?
If they can't get Norris, I think they'll get Ricardo.
I just feel like he's almost like like Bottas was a Mercedes.
Yeah.
He's just the banker.
Backup.
Yeah, like they'll get on well. If Verstappen takes a grid penalty or something, like Ricardo will pick up the win. Or if Verstappen wins, he'll get P2, P3, consistently.
Agree 100%. If you look at when it was Bottas and Hamilton, they're buddies as well, and the plane taking shots
Bottas
together,
always would let him. He was the perfect support.
Yeah,
he was, and it was only till he left that people really realised, wow, what a great support he was.
Yeah.
So
P12, Pierre Gasly.
Yeah, I mean,
feel bad for him.
I like Gasly. I think he's had
good driver.
He's had a couple of really good races, and he's had a few that have just fallen short. He likes to make up places quickly, sometimes at the start of races, so he could go straight up pretty quickly. Depends on everyone in front of him does, I guess.
What do you guys rate him? Do you think that's his level, Alpine, or do you think obviously he had his shot at Red Bull, but it wasn't really a proper shot? Can he get into a McLaren kind of seat?
Yeah.
Do you reckon he's that level?
I think he's like a podium standard driver. Yeah, definitely.
He could do. I mean, you look at last season with Alpine, they had Fernando Alonso, and then Alonso went to Aston, and then suddenly they had a great car and were right up there competing. So anything's possible. I would say that I think Gasly and Ocon are quite a good pair in terms of. I don't really know who's better than the other, really. Ocon's always the one that kind of disappears into the grid, and you kind of, he doesn't do anything wrong, he doesn't do anything good, but he kind of picks up points. And I think him and Gasly are quite a good match in that kind of way. So they're quite a solid, decent pairing. I mean, listen, neither of them are, top 5 every single race type thing, but neither of them are bottom 5 either every single race. They're kind of quite a good pairing.
P11. Max Verstappen.
When Lawson knocked him out.
I mean, that's quite a crazy thing to happen. Crazy. I mean, listen, I've got the Red Bull jacket right next to me, so maybe I'll move over a tiny bit. But it's just going to add some entertainment. He's a kind of driver which, if you give him, 5 laps and a bit of magic, he'll probably be first.
Well, he said they're not going to win today. He said he's got no chance. And he was flapping a bit. If we're honest, he was flapping, right?
Yeah, I mean, Jack.
I think they'll try something. I think maybe they'll keep him out longer, bank on a safety car, just see what they can see if they can get a helping hand, sort of wait people to pit, take track position. They'll try something a little bit outside the box maybe, but it's difficult to overtake, and unless the new
sector
layout,
3, new sector 3 looks like it. I think that's why they've done it, which is a shame from a pure racing point, because that last sector was
iconic.
Yeah, ridiculously good, right? But all of a sudden there's somewhere to overtake. The main man who knocked him out, Liam Lawson. Tell us, Jack. Tell us, what do you think?
Do you know what? I think it's... you remember Nick De Vries last year came in at Monza, had one race and was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then he got his seat. I think that's sort of what Lawson's trying to do, but he's getting that extended run, so he's proven it.
Yeah.
I think De Vries was like, he had this one-off amazing race at a relatively easy
it was
circuit.
like one shot, make it work. Whereas Lawson, he knows he's got a couple of races.
And if you look at the circuits he's done as well, Zandvoort's twisty and Monza's not too difficult. And then today, it's the hottest circuit. The endurance, like the most difficult one on the grid, and he's on the calendar, and he's put it in Q3.
Yeah, I mean, you might have to correct me, but I guess for Liam Lawson, he's done F2 is kind of what he's been doing most recently, whereas Nick De Vries had done Formula E and European Le Mans. So it was kind of, it's a bit different. It's a bit different than then suddenly jumping in an F1 car. Obviously they do sims and they practice and all that stuff anyway. But I guess for Liam Lawson, it's kind of the similar setup, I guess, from what he was used to. I'm just happy for him. I mean, it's always nice to see a driver come from F2 up. And I mean, you look at it now, there's most recently, Piastri and Guan Yu Zhou, and now Liam Lawson as well, who most recently in there. So did Logan Sargent come from F2, or he came from?
He did come from F2.
Yeah, so there you go as well. It's good to see those kind of drivers in there given a shot. And I think for Liam Lawson, not only is he taken his shot, but he's taken it from the team, from Alpha. It's for Alpha against the Red Bull. Like it's the perfect story. So I'm sure Drive to Survive will have a lot of fun with that. So, it's like that's a whole episode done already. Just that little overtake and into the rankings.
I think he's the future of Piastri.
Yeah.
I think he's there's a lot of buzz around him. He's shown that he can, go into Zandvoort of all places as your first Grand Prix. It's quite difficult. Just while we're going through the grid, let's look at some of the comments. Odds on Ferrari ruining the race for Sainz. What do you guys think?
They'll find a way.
You reckon?
I think it'd be really... Yeah. Sorry, mate. No hesitation. I think it'd be really interesting to see how they manage if Leclerc gets up with Sainz.
Yeah.
There's been a few times where they've sort of told Sainz to get out of the way while he's leading, or they've swap positions.
The whole, driver authority between the two of them. There isn't one, but there is one, but there isn't one, but there is one.
There's no number one driver, but we love Leclerc.
It's just however the kind of team are feeling at the moment is who gets to go through.
Don't you think that's strange though? Because Red Bull are clearly doing it with Max and Checo, and
but
traditionally Ferrari used to do that.
But there's a clear who's better, Verstappen or Perez?
There's a clear. Leclerc's one of the best two F2 drivers
but they're
ever.
probably the best, the closest pairing. Yeah. They probably are. I know I said Ocon and Gasly, but in terms they're more of a. They're not a top 3, top 4 kind of team. But I mean, Ferrari, I'd hope would be top 2 in everyone's eyes. I don't know if they are though. They're kind of a bit on and off, but they're such a close pairing. So, I mean, I've got Leclerc on the back of my Ferrari shirt. I do love Leclerc, but what's not to like about Carlos Sainz as well? They're just two likeable drivers.
Well, Sainz shut me up because mid-season I was saying he was trash. I'll be honest. I was saying he wasn't very good.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. I'm gonna bring that up later on, I think.
Hopefully.
Got receipts.
Harry, the last 2-3 weeks he's been doing that. Harry in the comments says he hopes for Joe's sake Ferrari do well today, even though he isn't here.
I'm praying for Joe as well. I'm here for Joe. Joe, if you're watching, it's for you.
We're just superimposing celebrating.
This is for you.
Momo says Vettel back to Red Bull for the number 2 seat next to Max.
Vettel even said the other day, like, it's not coming back. I can't remember who it was interviewing him. It was one of the guys on Sky was interviewing him, and he said, "Oh, you've got a new haircut. Does this mean new start back in F1?" And he was just like, "No." So, no.
I'm going to leave you guys hanging. There's another comment from Harry, but Harry, we're going to talk about that in a moment. Let's just finish off the grid. Interesting one. Okay, let's get back to the grid.
Number 10.
We're number 9,
Oh, we skipped
Nico
last
Hülkenberg.
Yeah, he's...
Has had a great qualifying yesterday.
It's good for them. I mean,
Has had a really great qualifying.
We said this so many times though, that Haas qualify really well and then they get in the race and just seem to forget how
they forget
lose all their pace.
They forget that there's a race.
Yeah, they start just sort of trundling around in like 5th gear for a bit and then drop and drop and drop.
I like them both. I like both the Haas drivers. I mean, I think it's great. I mean, Richard, who's always on the channel, he's got some great stories racing against Magnussen as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he'll let them slip on the podcast over the next few weeks, but he's got some great stories. I'm always intrigued by the Haas drivers, just to kind of look at them race when I hear all the stuff that Richard tells me as well. So.
In 8th, as you said, Esteban Ocon just sneaking in.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? He's just always in. He's just in there, like, it's not really bad, it's not great, but like, he's just there. You can't, I feel for Ocon. He just kind of gets forgotten.
He's just the guy in the back of the photo, isn't he? Like, he's always there. He's tagged, but...
He's not at the front, but he's there.
He's always
but he's there.
We've got Alonso in 7th. Alonso was threatening pole for a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, 7's maybe a bit low for him, I guess.
That too.
But I guess we don't really know how Stroll would have... if all had gone smoothly, would Stroll have fallen so much further? Like, did Alonso do a great job in the car, or did he? Do you know what I mean? We don't really know. There's no comparison. But top 10 for him again, great.
Yep. K-Mag in 6th. Kevin Magnussen.
Well, see how long that stays. Hopefully long enough.
What's that? The 2nd or 3rd time he's done that this year, though. Got in the sort of top 4 to 8 range. Really good qualifying for K-Mag. Hamilton 5th. Seems to be about 2 or 3 tenths down on George all weekend. Doesn't look on it, but he doesn't look off it this weekend, if that makes sense. He's just there.
Has he always started in the top 5?
Always started in the top 5.
There you go. So
one of the all-time laps
Mr. Consistent this season, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd probably hope it would be top 3. So, but still, top 5, not bad at all.
Yeah. Jack's boy Lando. We kind of asked at the start, but what you got for him today? What's your hopes? A win?
I mean, if it could happen, great. But I think we've seen Norris sort of near the front so many times, and it always goes one or two ways. I mean, we saw was it Zandvoort? He was right at the front, and then ended up dropping to like P17 within a lap when the rain came. So, depending on what McLaren do with their strategy, anything can happen. But I don't think he'll get the Ferraris. Maybe 3rd.
Is he starting to look a little bit desperate, Lando? When I hear him talk about wins and stuff, you can see he's.
Yeah, I mean, but that's
desperate
good.
For it.
Desperate, hunger, But if you look at McLaren at the start of the season, you would not have even thought he'd be anywhere near
the top 10.
Anywhere near, exactly, anywhere near. So, I mean, it's the new upgrades they had a few races ago that I guess are really giving them the push, and great, lovely.
Really kicking in. Charles Leclerc.
Yay! There we go. It
must be nice to hear the Ferrari's so late in the starting grid. Say again. Charles Leclerc in 3rd.
There we go. Yeah. No, good. I mean, to have both of them so close together and so close up the top is just a good sign for Ferrari. I just hope, we've spoken about strategy, I hope they actually use a strategy and don't just try and just let them go. Do you know what I mean? Like, actually be strategic about it. Try not to have them race each other. Like, just have them race as one. You know what I mean?
Joe was going crazy on the Monza stream for the last 5 laps. Ridiculous.
What are they
just try and have them get the points. Do you know what I mean? Get some points, bring them home, stay up there. Really just be the. I don't like saying this. Be the second best, but actually try. Don't just throw away possible 20+ points or whatever just for fun.
I think they've got to be a bit more aggressive than that. Looking at the grid with George in 2nd, who's been on it all weekend, and Carlos in 1st.
Yeah.
One thing Mercedes was always great, and call back to the Hamilton and Bottas part, was when Red Bull occasionally competed with Mercedes in those late sort of 18, 19s. They're bullying with 2 drivers. You've got 2 drivers, you can get an undercut, send one long, alternative strategies. I think safety cars are going to be massive today. There's definitely going to be 1 or 2 safety cars. Kind of goes into what the comment that Harry was saying. You might not like this one, actually. Where was it? Where were you, Harry? Where were you? You were down here somewhere.
It's okay, Harry, don't worry. You could just watch, don't comment by the sounds of it.
His prediction was Hamilton, Sainz, Lando, because you can see a collision in the front between Russell and one of the Ferraris.
Yeah.
And if we go back to 2018 again, Lewis was fifth.
Do you know the thing is, right?
And he crept around the outside, Harvey. Snuck around.
Do you know the thing is?
cheekily and let it all go down.
I've just picked up on something. It's always one of the Ferraris. There's no other team. There's no other scenario where you go with X driver. It's always one of the Ferraris. I mean, you just put them together as one group of mess. Do you know what I mean? And let's see.
It takes me back to, was it Austin? Last year it was Russell and Sainz into turn one, and Russell just decided that he didn't fancy turning or slowing down. And just sort of ripped the entire side pod of Sainz off and made him retire on lap one. So
we skipped by Russell, but I was watching something the other day. I can't remember. It might have been David Coulthard. Maybe it was Coulthard, and he was mentioning how Russell's a bit of a granddad out the car, but in the car it wasn't David Coulthard. I know where it was now. But mentioning that Russell was a bit of a granddad out the car, but in the car he's quite an aggressive driver, isn't he?
He's a very aggressive driver. Just think about when he was in the Williams him versus Bottas.
Yep.
That was very aggressive.
And he walked over to him after a 200-mile crash and was pointing in his...
There you go.
That's what I mean. In the wrong as well.
That's what I mean.
Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So,
it's completely his fault.
Yeah, but, yeah, I mean, I like George Russell as well. Like I do. He's a very likeable guy. So good for him that he's in that second.
He's proved me
If he wants to take a podium, third is all his.
Third is all his. Right, so we've got 3-4 minutes until they start the formation lap. So predictions, top three. You've got your whiteboards, guys. You've got to decide, you're going to think with head or heart or both. Harvey?
I'll split the board in two. We'll do one head.
Are we doing head and heart?
Only one heart.
Only Ferrari fans, Jack, do head and heart. Only Ferrari
That's what Joe
fans.
does. Okay, here we go. Let us know in the comments as well.
Yeah, put your top three in the comments. Mine's a kind of wish. It's a half wish. It's not even a full wish.
You're smirking as well a little bit, so I'm curious. I'm so curious what you've done. Jack's got his concentrated face on.
Mine's way too small. What did I put that so small for?
Right.
I've got the intro going, so showing some of the overtaking points at the moment. Turn 14.
It's such a tight track as well. Like it's really is going to be interesting in terms of potential, crashes and close calls and stuff.
Yeah.
Always adds a bit of excitement, but I just hope that obviously no one gets hurt.
Just to be aware, I'm sure you guys saw yesterday, you've got the 3 softest tyre compounds this weekend. 3 softest. So they should have a lot of pace, and we might get a little bit, in fact, remembering that a lot of the time at Singapore, they do a lot of tyre management in that first phase, don't they? So hopefully they don't today.
I'm getting my head and my heart confused, I'm just saying.
Right, Jack, you're ready. I know you're ready, mate. What have you got? Sainz, Russell, Verstappen?
They'll find a way.
Oh,
we all know we'll find a way.
Gosh. Sainz, Russell, Verstappen.
We all know they'll find a way. Leclerc will find a way with a slow pit stop or a safety car that's really at the wrong time for him. Verstappen will slowly creep up.
You reckon he'll creep up? I don't know. They had no grip at all yesterday.
Yeah,
and they can only change front wing angles, so I'm not sure what they're going to do.
There's just something about Red Bull this year that he just will find a way, I think, annoyingly, whether it's via safety car, pit stop, crash, mistake, whatever it may be.
You think they'll find a way?
He'll find a way.
I think he'll get a top 10, I'm not sure of that. Come on, Harvey, because they're going to do formation lap in a minute. And
right, my head is saying Leclerc, Russell, Verstappen. I think it's Verstappen. He's going to be there. And my heart is hoping and praying for Leclerc, Sainz and Russell.
Leclerc, Sainz and Russell. I've got Sainz, Norris, Hamilton.
I've written Hamilton off, haven't I? And Norris.
I can't see Norris making that places.
To be fair, I think Norris and Hamilton will be in top 5. I feel like that will probably be the third. I don't know.
I think Verstappen will get 6th. Let's see if we've got anything in the comments, what the predictions we've got in the comments. We had Harry's. Let me just quickly refresh.
It's a bit damp, so see there.
We've got in the comments, I can't believe Justin Timberlake changed genre. Sorry about that. We've got Russell, Norris, Sainz. Russell, Norris, Sainz. Russell, Norris. So that'd be a nightmare for you, mate, right? Sainz
okay,
got two places.
I have a tiny bit of love for Norris and Piastri, so I don't mind. It's okay. It's better than Red Bull. It's better than Mercedes and anyone else.
Watchalong was Justin Timberlake now. You have to help us with that one. All right, so we're getting ready. The clock's ticking over. Formation lap.
Yeah, we go.
Both Ferraris get away fine.
Come on!
No one's
It's a great
stalled.
start.
I tell you what, Carlos Sainz has taken off. He's absolutely taken off. A lot of the grid are moving quite slow. We'll go to Colin. Yep.
Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to see some new faces on the stream.
Hey, Colin.
Just to know here, as you can see on the screen, majority of the field have gone to mediums for the start. But if we look at the two Red Bulls, they're going hards. So if there's a bit of an incident at the start, maybe a safety car, very common here in Singapore in the opening lap, they could be going long and it could help them towards the middle of the race.
That's great. That's great. Thanks, production. So, and we also noticed Leclerc on the softs as well.
Yeah.
So Ferrari going at... Ferrari fans are the best,
They've
particularly
gone-
when they're competitive. They're the best.
They've gone with... The thing is, though...
That's good. That's good, right? Split strategy.
Yeah.
Doing something different.
I wouldn't say split strategy. That just shouts strategy. Do you know what I mean? They've actually
Okay,
got
all right.
something cooking.
If we do two things
I
different,
just
one
hope
of
it's
them's
not the
gotta
engine.
work.
So just so it looks like it's going to be one stop. If you're on a medium, it's lap 25. If you're on a soft, it's lap 20.
There's not much in it, really.
The other point on as well, Colin said if Red Bull's starting on the hard, they're going to go soft or medium and be absolutely rapid at the
At
end.
the end.
Absolutely rapid at the end. So it could be and should be a real entertaining race.
What time is it in Singapore? Do we know?
I don't want to guess. I feel it's
It's got to be like...
8.
Do you reckon?
8.
8
It's gotta be
hours,
like
maybe?
8. I think it's about 8. We've had some predictions of a lap 1 safety car in the chat. From was lost but now I'm found. I was thinking lap 1, maybe lap 2 safety car. I think if they get through the first section of the race, they'll start a little bit of time management, particularly. So Leclerc's got to get off real quick.
Yep.
Because then he's got to manage his tyres. He's got to get them all the way through. And obviously the track's going to keep rubbering up as well.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a narrow track, so, you know,
Yeah.
can always add some spice. Points-wise, can Ferrari overtake Mercedes?
Not today.
No, not today.
I had no
Close.
idea we were that far ahead of you.
Yeah, I know.
I saw the other
it's
day and I was like,
quite-
what? 50? No way. I
know.
thought it was like nip and tuck.
It's because they've both been, Hamilton and Russell, both been pretty consistent, and a couple of races Ferrari have just absolutely screwed themselves. So,
Well,
yeah.
here we go. Sainz has got round. I'm a little bit nervous, so I can't imagine for you. Nervous / excited. Toto Wolff on the screen. Hopefully he's not banging desks today.
yeah.
He's got a smile on his face at the moment.
I think mathematically Red Bull can win the championship today. Obviously they're not
Yeah,
going
they could
to,
have
but
can. They can.
I think
I think
with an absolute miracle.
they need a 1-2 and
Mercedes not
to score a point, or Mercedes to score 1 point and them to get fastest. One of the Red Bulls
Yeah.
get fastest lap.
The one thing what the
It's
Red
highly
Bulls have got to watch out for on that hard tyre is that they just don't fall back even further. They've got to really hope for that.
Who's Verstappen got immediately behind him again?
12th was 12th. Immediately behind him, he's got Pierre Gasly,
Ooh.
It's
Checo,
quite
and
aggressive.
Alex Albon in 14th.
They're all
So,
quite aggressive.
There's a Red Bull point to prove in there
They're
somewhere.
all
Them
quite,
four.
exactly. They're all quite aggressive off of a start sometimes. So
ooh, Pierre Gasly next to him after
That's what
how
I mean.
he got treated.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
And
why not?
Albon.
And
That's
Albon.
there as
And
well.
Albon's his mate though, isn't he? So here we
well,
go.
no one's friends when
Everyone's there.
when the lights
One
go
light,
out.
2, 3, 5 lights.
Come on.
They're off. Carlos has got a great start. He's got ahead of Russell.
Russell looks slow.
It looks like
Leclerc's got him as
Leclerc's
well.
going to make a move. Yep.
Yes,
Leclerc's got
come
him in
on. There we go.
Oh, Lewis
there we
has had to
go.
take
Great
to the
start.
runoff.
Hang on. There we go.
Lewis had to go to the runoff. George squeezed him a
Come
little
on.
bit.
Surely Hamilton's
Come
made
on.
a place there.
Good Ferrari start.
Not
Very
sure
good
where
Ferrari
Hamilton's come
start.
out there. Has he come
Come
out?
on.
Hamilton's come out ahead of Russell.
Come on.
Surely Hamilton's game place is off the track there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think so. But I guess it's because it was Russell. He just kind of.
Is he going to let
Left
George
him.
back through here? Might do.
Sure.
Looks like he. No,
Great
he's
start
racing
for the
him.
Ferraris.
So the
Great start
Ferraris
for
have
the
gone off.
Ferraris.
So we've got Sainz, Leclerc, Hamilton, Russell, Norris. Trying to see that
think
is
it's
in
Alonso,
6th.
yeah.
Alonso in 6th. Ooh,
Ooh,
what? Oh, that was
that's
almost the
tight.
safety car. That was almost that safety car we saw coming.
Come on.
And Sainz has stomped off.
Alonso was really on the back of Norris during those first couple corners. Really on the back of him.
So where is Verstappen? That looks like that's
Perez
still
been
an
done by Alfa
AlphaTauri.
Romeo?
George Russell,
Or
Team
Tauri?
Radio. Is he going to let me back past or? Question mark.
Probably not.
Well,
Probably
I
not.
think he did let him
I
by
don't know
and
if
then
he
he
did.
overtook him. We'll have to see what happens there.
No, he's still ahead of him. He's still ahead.
So Verstappen is
10th.
Up
10th. He's gone up 1.
Lawson's gone down to 12th.
And he's gone down to
That's
12.
unfortunate. Not the perfect start that he wanted. Sonoda's dropped all the way down to the bottom.
Is that? Oh, you know what? It always gets me at Singapore. The sparks. Is that damage?
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to tell. It's something scraping along.
Particularly
that's
with
why.
these rear wings and they're so
They're
close
just
to the
bumpy, aren't
ground.
they? Yellow
Yellow
flag.
flags.
Yellow flag.
That must be
sector
Tsunoda.
3.
Must be Tsunoda because he dropped straight down.
Green flag. So he must have locked up somewhere.
Yeah.
Was it Yuki and Monza as well? Didn't even get started.
Yeah. He's
so
just absolutely.
Probably fancies to complete a lap of racing at some point.
Another yellow flag.
So pivotal. Sainz has broken DRS and so has Leclerc.
Perfect.
No, Leclerc hasn't broken Hamilton's DRS. Hamilton's still within DRS of him. Apologies. But he has
It's
broken.
Tsunoda, yeah, look at the map, he's not moving.
Stationary. Green
Oh,
flag again. What is it? Is he
I don't know. Maybe he's pulled off into a
doing
safe area. or something.
burnouts? Maybe I don't know.
But look at Bottas and Zhou, straight down there. Both
Yeah.
the Williams straight down there. Piastri's come up a few, which is great to see. Perez, no move.
Well, Tsunoda's out the car.
out.
Tsunoda's out. So now we're down to 18. Be interesting
gotta
to see
feel
what's
for
happened
him.
to him.
This makes the race even more important for
So
Lawson.
Hamilton has let Russell back through.
He's in the runoff as well, Tsunoda. It must
Yeah.
have been an issue with his car again.
Hamilton has let George back through.
This is even more important for Lawson though. Now that Yuki's out,
All
you know,
eyes.
Perez is still down there. Obviously Verstappen will probably do what Verstappen does, but yeah, all eyes on him for Alpha.
I think this is always the difference between a Red Bull or the Red Bull and Mercedes, and the issue that Checo and Max has had because, you know, Lewis and George, even though they're competitors, you know, they're gentlemen at the end of the day and they do the right thing. Max still owes Checo a win.
Yeah.
He still owes him one, but he won't give it to him.
No, of course
He
not.
owes him quite a lot, I think.
Yeah,
He got-
after Abu Dhabi 21, but we don't really talk
Yeah.
about that. But
I was
after Abu
thinking,
Dhabi 21,
Was it?
Why?
Was it Brazil
What
as
happened
well?
then?
what happened then?
Brazil as well last
Brazil
year. where
as
he
well
was told
last
to
year,
let
yeah.
Perez through and he just didn't fancy it.
No.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Norris saying something on the radio.
Lando
Sure.
on the team radio, he
Oh, no.
must be saying
Please say he's having a great
Lewis
time.
needs
Car
to get
feels
the.
great,
Oh, he wants the
thanks.
position back as well.
Who does? Norris.
Lando Norris wants the position back. We've already raised it with the director, so what will happen there? We need to see the race start again, really. For me,
Oh,
we've got early
Joe's
stop
in.
here.
Wow,
Early stop.
very early.
I thought it looked like Lewis had Norris, but then there was nowhere for him to go when he was next to Russell, so he took to the escape road. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, look, they were wheel to wheel.
Yeah,
Instead of
yeah,
hitting
yeah.
him, he's just
Fastest
thought,
lap
I'll
for
go.
Russell.
So see what happens here. Ted Kravis is telling us something, but we're not quite sure what.
You can go to our pit lane reporter shortly and he can tell us.
So it's just at the top there. They told him to let George through, but nothing about Lando.
It's a shame.
So the gamble, yeah, rightly so. They're saying on the screen as well. Oh, is this? It looks like this must be
Verstappen on Magnussen.
Verstappen on.
Oh, that's very close to the wall there.
Magnussen, yeah.
Wow. Almost lost a bit of control there. Almost.
So he's
almost,
already made up
almost.
2 places on the hards.
Yeah. Well, he would, wouldn't he? You looked at me and said it to me as
Yeah.
if like
Can I read-
shock horror.
Can I rewrite my whiteboard and
No.
put him P1?
No. I put in P3 in my head, but my heart won't let me.
So getting
Leclerc fastest lap.
getting Leclerc on the softs has worked, so it seems. But now he's got to get another 16 laps. That's the key.
I'm just worried if he lose, because you can sometimes lose control on those corners.
Go to production.
Yeah, so just touching on Lando Norris there, obviously he's trying to get past Hamilton. He's been on the radio talking about it, and he's been saying that obviously Hamilton outbraked him coming into the first corner and gained the position going off the track as we saw, so he needs to give that back essentially. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if he gets the position back.
Right, thank you. It's a good point. It's definitely the biggest point of contention so far.
Definitely.
Verstappen is still having a look at Magnussen. Still having a look.
It's very, very close to him. Very, very close to him.
So I think P7
here we go.
minimum
Is the race
right,
start
here we
again.
go. So we'll have a look at great start by Sainz.
And Leclerc, very, very good start. Pushes
Rapid.
Russell right out to the side so you can cut right in.
Lewis had him. Lewis was by Norris at that
Yeah,
point, and he
Hamilton
was
was
right
well
next
past
to Russell. He was right next to him. Right next to him.
Hamilton's perspective.
Yep.
Yeah,
Lewis
he
was
well
by
past
him.
him.
Yeah,
Well
he was,
past
wasn't
him. He had nowhere to go, so he had to.
He had to come off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Fair
he's
enough.
Gone around the barrier.
Fair enough.
Hamilton team radio. I got pushed wide by George. Here's what it is.
I think maybe Norris is annoyed though that he's obviously gained so much time, so he maybe shouldn't get the position back.
It's a
but he might
really
have
good
made
start
like 2
by
seconds.
Leclerc.
So-
Really good start.
Always gamesmanship, isn't it? Let's take a quick look at the chat. So we have got.
Yeah, good start by the Ferraris. That's what we like to see.
Oh.
We did have
That's what we
we
like
did
to
have
see.
people wanting to manifest.
Well, there's
the crash,
contact
to be
there.
honest.
Man, hope not.
Is that Piastri?
Mm-hmm.
No, on Sonoda got damage. He got
Oh, wow.
tagged by, it looked like a Red Bull.
Wow.
I might have been wrong.
Yeah, he's just.
Well, at least he managed to get straight off. It didn't
Yeah.
affect the rest of the race. That's always good. That's always good to see.
Yep.
Always
Is
good
George
to see.
Russell. This must be where Lewis let him through.
Someone said they have a puncture, possibly. Oh,
It's
Yuki.
Yuki. You got it from Perez.
Okay.
Great spot there,
Yeah.
Jack. Great spot.
Wow.
No investigation for Hamilton leaving the track. Game on. We keep going because he gave the places back.
Look how tight that circuit is. Ooh.
So tight. So tight. It's crazy. Like in qualifying when they do their flying laps and how close to the wall they get.
Yeah.
It's millimetres sometimes. It really, really is.
George has lived on the wall. This
Look,
weekend.
Hamilton's given Norris the place back as well.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
Or has he been
He
overtaken?
might
No,
have just
I-
been overtaken.
Giving it back.
I think he gave it back.
Can we pretend it was an overtake?
I think he gave it back. Leclerc's,
Yeah, gaining an
Leclerc's not
advantage.
far off Sainz. Not far off at all. Less than a second.
Well, that was fun while it lasted.
They're probably just telling them, I reckon, to just stay in DRS. They can slingshot each other up, get
Yeah.
further away
Most likely, yeah. There you
So,
go.
until
yeah,
they start fighting each other, which will happen at
Which
some
will-
point.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think he'll wait. I think Charles will go. He's on the
Yeah.
softs. He's going to have to.
But if he goes, I hope it's, okay, Charles, off you go. Not,
Yeah.
don't go, and then he goes anyway, and then
Mm.
they
Yeah.
can do what they sometimes like to do. Verstappen's in 9th now.
I love how confident you are.
I'm not confident though. It's,
They're happy with the start.
it was a great start. Look, who's 1 and 2?
I can't wait.
Who's 1 and 2? Go on, have a look. Say it.
I can't
Say
wait.
it.
No, I can't wait later to get home and look at TikTok and see on the on-track page this, and it cuts to black and white, and you at the end of the race, it's Leclerc DNF, Sainz like
It's not
7,
going to happen.
all the sad music, the little rain droplets over the top.
Just be patient, Jake. You know it's coming, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Just be patient.
It's inevitable.
Yeah. It's Thanos.
It's almost just going to click and
I'm going to enjoy the race.
okay. I'm
You
going
two-
to
talk
I'm
amongst-
going to enjoy the pit stops.
Talk amongst yourselves. It's
So,
okay. Actually, to be fair, that is the one place where it could all go wrong. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
Ferrari like to take a pit stop but leave the tyres at the last race and then have to go walk and get them and come back. So that could always happen.
So, question for you guys. Looking how fast Max is here, did they set up more
That
for the
was
race
easy for
thinking
That
qualifying?
was easy for him.
Yeah. Did they set up more for the race thinking qualifying wouldn't be as difficult? Because it seems like they've got a race car on their hands.
Yeah, maybe.
I
But
think
he's done, what, 3 positions on hards?
he's
which
only
is-
about he's only about 7 or 8 seconds off the lead.
But was it he wasn't as good, or was it everyone was better? Do you know what I mean? Was everyone better than him, or was he not as good? Do you know what I mean? Was everyone else really good, or
Yeah.
was he not as good? I mean, I don't know. Piastri's gone up a place.
Hey.
Oh, and then lost it to Perez.
Oh.
Perez is still sitting in 13th. That thing's all over the place.
Yeah.
One day, I hope there's a book or a documentary or something like that to actually find out what happened the last 5 years and the next 5, however long it is, with that second seat and Marco and Horner. Like, it's just so interesting. You know, like the Hamilton-Rosberg thing, when Hamilton says, I'll tell everyone in 10 years when I retire. Which he probably won't now, because he'll still be racing.
Exactly.
He'll be promised 10 years in 2015. So
only 2 years away.
Yeah.
So he just signed a new contract, hasn't he, till then?
So unless he's writing a book at the same time.
Yeah.
I saw someone I was speaking to the other day saying, is Piastri a better rookie than Norris?
Yes.
Do you think?
Yes, I think Piastri's the best rookie since Max.
Do you think he's got better potential?
Than Norris?
Yeah.
We had.
Do you think he'll win a race before Norris?
Probably.
It's possible. Probably not, but it's
not
possible.
Yeah,
we had David Coulthard on the channel. He was on track
about 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I think it was on the F1 arcade or something. And he said, he spoke about two drivers. He said Verstappen is, I don't know, a monster or something like that, something along those lines. And he said Piastri, he's the one to watch.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I agree.
100%. The way that he won F3, then he won F2, then he was obviously the reserve at Alpine, then he's come in and he's been a very close second to Norris when they've had the upgrades. So
yeah,
it just adds a bit of, spice to the races. So it's great.
You have to remember, and I don't mean this to talk down on Lando. Lando was a good, not great F2 driver. He doesn't really have that pedigree of Russell, of Verstappen, of Leclerc and Piastri. I don't think he's got much more than what he's got now. I think he's a Coulthard level driver, Norris. We'll get some wins and you think, Webber, Coulthard, that sort of level. He'll be a F1 legend, but not because he's a multi world champion. Whereas I think Piastri really could be a multi-time world champion. Even when Lewis gave him the puncture, do you see how he handled it afterwards? He wasn't swearing down the radio. He was cool afterwards.
He's very cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, for someone so young, he's very balanced. So, bit of a holding pattern in the race at the moment. Charles Leclerc sitting in Carlos Sainz's DRS. I think you guys are right. They're just dragging him along so he doesn't fall back to Russell.
Ocon's right on Alonso.
Yep.
Right on him. Mr. Midfield, as we said, Esteban Ocon.
Yep.
Race winner.
Yeah.
Put some respect on Esteban.
Oh no! Now Verstappen's in that challenge battle for sixth.
No DRS, or there is a bit of a DRS train, tell a lie, behind Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Lawson, Piastri will be soon to join.
Second and a half out is quite a lot,
Yeah, he's not happy.
It's quite a lot.
Alonso was right on Hamilton, and then because the graphics showing that Lewis has pulled about a second and a half on him. Lewis is sitting right on, looks like he's about to get DRS on Norris.
The Ferraris are almost 2 seconds ahead of Russell.
Where do you stand on the Perez thing then? Because they were so quick to get rid of Gasly, they were so quick to get rid of Albon, and then we've sort of had, a year of Perez, even 2 years of Perez going out in Q1, Q2, not fighting for wins. He has obviously the odd moment of being right up there, but if you're saying Gasly and Albon did badly, then... But
I think if you look at the other teams, you look at Ferrari, for example, two drivers quite equal in terms of, not very, but not ultimately, but quite equal in terms of performance and where they kind of stand. You look at the Mercedes, again, quite similar, quite up there together. You look at even, McLaren, with Piastri in there now, very, very close. And then you look at Red Bull. I know Verstappen is that much better, but he's treated that so much better as well.
So
do you know what I mean? It makes it difficult for Perez. Like if you're a clear number two, it's meant to be a team. It's meant to be.
I think he's a number three. I think we've got to put someone in the seat. I've got to be honest.
It's what I mean, but it's unfortunate for him because he's never. There's never any kind of we'll see how he does type. Even if Verstappen's always going to come out, on top. There's never, he's sitting down in 13th.
I think it's always going to be the asterisk on Max, if I'm honest, because of what happened in 2021, the cost cap stuff last year, and then...
Fastest lap, thank you!
Fastest lap for science. No, it's all good. And then the teammate stuff this year. Yep. I mean, if you look back at Monaco last year, then you look to, I think it was Jeddah this year, whenever he wins, even Horner comes on the radio to Max and says, don't worry, you got lucky with a safety car, and Jos Verstappen gets awkward with Perez, and Marco's comments he's not even a second-class citizen in there. I think he's doing great considering.
I agree. It's unfortunate.
But he's not Max's level, and that's the thing. That's the irony of it. And that, if you go back to Hamilton, Rosberg wasn't Lewis's level, But how entertaining did it make it in 14 and 16? 15 Lewis blew him away, to be fair. But 14 and 16, and there's no reason why, you know, this winning streak for Red Bull, it could be Max had 7 and Checo had 5, and we'd still be talking about Perez is only 70 points away right now.
Exactly.
You know, and I think that's always going to be the knock on it. I think that's always going to be held against Max, is that he hasn't won a title with any kind of challenge or what wasn't manipulated.
This is the thing I love about Formula One, and it's the team aspect. That's the bit I love. So it makes it really, really difficult for me to have any sort of like for Verstappen. I can appreciate how good he is. Of course I can. I'm not stupid. Do you know what I mean? But it just makes it difficult when, you know, I guess as well, he's just so good. Obviously, people are always going to dislike them. It's like in football. People don't like Man City because they're that much better than everyone else. It's the same kind of thing. But sometimes you listen to the radios of Verstappen and it's just like, come on, you're that good and you're just complaining about everything and it's never, you know.
But that was my point yesterday, and we go back to 2021. When he has competition, he flaps. He flaps. And
he does.
I mean, he's not going to grow as a driver until he has it. But we're going on a bit of a. I could talk about this all day with Max because I rate him highly. I think he's right up there. But
of course, I mean, even if you don't rate him, then something's wrong. Do you know what I mean? Like he's great. What's the sign saying? It
could go forever at this pace. So yeah, there's a lot of tyre management going on. Said just before the race, was really worried about this. Classic Singapore street circuit, really hot, tyre temperatures. Don't want the tyre temps to go in the tyres.
Yeah, no, Leclerc's I think using his softs. They're on a 13 age already, just 11 laps in. So maybe he'll pit a bit earlier.
Well, the thing is, it's never the rubber. With these new Pirelli tyres, it's never the rubber that goes. It's that the carcass of the tyre overheats. So that's why they go so slow.
That's the last thing we want. That's the last thing I want.
That's why they go so slow and manage it. George Russell, Team Radio, it looks like they're going to sacrifice Leclerc.
What does that mean?
What does that mean, George? What does that mean? Jack, what do you think that means? What does that mean? He's going to sacrifice Leclerc? Or they're going to sacrifice Leclerc?
I don't know, maybe they're going to sort of...
Well, he's dropped a little bit. It's now a second and a half almost behind Sainz, so maybe...
Give Sainz priority, let him do what he wants,
which
and
is
just
fine,
let Leclerc back everyone up.
Well, obviously it helps having the... I mean, that's what Perez has done so well for Red Bull when he has, and it's the defending. So it clearly works, it's clearly needed. So
I think it's because if you were going to make it work on the soft, then Sainz had to let Leclerc go.
Yeah, he did.
And get a gap. He had to let him go and get a gap because now it's about where does he drop Leclerc in. So if we say roughly 20 seconds, what's that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's gonna, if he pits now, he's gonna come out close to the back. He's gonna come because everyone's tyre managing, so he's gonna come out close to last. If he pits and if he pitted now, he won't pit now. He's got about another 8 laps. But I think that's what Russell means. They had to really let Leclerc go, like go. Which means Russell could get him. He could get him. Yeah, because he's going to be on softs he'll be on hards, won't he? Yeah. So they're going soft hard. Yeah.
I mean, just looking a bit further down, Gasly's quite close to Hulkenberg, and Hulkenberg's quite close to Magnussen. I guess Hulkenberg's probably playing defensive.
Yeah.
But Magnussen's quite far off Verstappen. So I think Haas are in a little bit of a weird, awkward situation where
2 points, 2 cars in the points though.
Yeah, that's what they've got to be looking at. Of course, but then you've got to look at, the likes of Gasly, who can be quite aggressive. Lawson, who's got something to prove. Perez, definitely something to prove. Piastri, who's quite, aggressive in trying to get up there into the points as well. So I think Haas are in a little bit of a difficult situation because Hulkenberg defending on Gasly to keep them in the points is only going to, wear his tyres. And what's the point of defending Magnussen if he's that far off Verstappen? Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's it's a bit of a tricky one.
Definitely. Ocon right on the back of Alonso now. But I think a lot of these guys are going to be using DRS just to get through this first phase.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when we get to lap 20 and lap 25, around that pit window, and the hards go on, they'll pick up the pace, and the race will definitely take off.
Claire said on the radio.
I think Charles is slowing.
Carlos is slowing
down. Copy, understood.
Does that mean
let me go?
Yeah, I was going to say, does that mean please let me go? Or does that mean what do I do? Do I need to defend more on Russell and try and drop him back? Probably both. Yeah, look, it does look like on these last few laps, Leclerc is just about to start edging him a little bit. So,
but this is the strategy that they talk about. We'll let Charles go, Carlos, and then if you're in P1 and P2, and then we'll get him back in. We'll get you both in and out, and if he's ahead, he'll let you go by, and then you guys can race.
Listen, if we can get 20 laps in or there and thereabouts to the first pit stop, and still have the 2 Ferraris up there, that's a very good start. Yeah. That's a third of the race. Yeah. First pit stop, good defending, keeping the 2 Mercedes and the McLaren of Norris back. That's great. Like I'd be that'd be good to see. It's just they just need to probably get the tyres ready now, so that when he comes in 7 laps time, he's ready and they're ready, because often they just leave them. Well, so we can just hope for the best.
Somewhere, Joe is shaking. Somewhere Joe is shaking with excitement and anxiety. If you are watching, Joe, I hope you're enjoying the race, mate. And
has anyone got his number? We can ring him.
we could contact him.
Get him on speaker.
He's probably watching the race sneakily somewhere, hopefully. Anyway, enjoying Ferrari in 1-2.
Oh yeah.
Lewis has got DRS on Lando Norris at the moment.
Did you hear that? Just say it. Just say it one more time.
Norris is scared of Lewis as well, I think.
Did you hear that?
I think they have a lot of respect for each other. And there's been a lot.
There's
been a lot of interviews.
Lando Norris, young British driver, has to have respect for Lewis Hamilton.
Great. Time.
Do you know what I mean? So of course, there isn't a driver on the track that can't have respect for Lewis Hamilton. Let's be real.
I'm not a Hamilton fan at all.
No,
I respect him a lot.
You have to respect him. You have to.
He's
really, really catching Norris.
I think his lap, I can't remember what year it was, his quality lap in Singapore is probably the best one lap I've ever seen and probably will ever see in Formula One. No one will ever beat that qualifying lap. Purple, purple, purple.
I watched it back and I did some content on it on my channel. And if you actually, it's one thing watching it, but if you actually sit back as if you're in the car, it's insane. It's insane. It's scary how close he's getting to the wall. Yeah. The precision is on another level.
It's quite a train there. Hamilton, Norris, Russell.
Yeah, it's
that's
the battle
quite.
For third.
Yeah. Even Leclerc was quite close.
I think
it's quite a.
This is the battle. I think this is where the race is. If Ferrari do what they're supposed to do, Harvey. If they do what they're supposed to do, you've got a 1-2 here, and this is the race. Right, here we go. Gap to Sainz, target. Can't see what that says.
3?
Target 3. Yeah,
I'll be the
copy. Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
So is that target plus 3?
Don't know.
Well, we've got this battle going on here.
I want to see the timings for Russell and Norris. They highlight the battle, but I want to see how actually close they are.
Right on it at the moment.
It's really close.
So Lewis is, yep. It looks like they've taken the sandbags out and everyone wants to use up their rubber because they know 10 laps and they're going to be coming in. No safety car. We did predict that 1 or 2. We had a prediction of...
not even a third of the way through.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay.
Yeah?
Look who's first and look who's second, and I'm okay.
So this reminds me a lot of last year, because we're both Arsenal fans, of sort of Arsenal being top of the league. We know it's going to happen.
This is the thing.
Man City are coming at some point, but let's just believe a little bit.
I know, sorry to venture into the football talk, but I'm an Arsenal fan, a Ferrari fan. It's a difficult life sometimes.
We'll never let you on here, or would have asked you to not be on it when you use an Arsenal
Who do you support?
We'll leave that where it is.
Okay.
Let us know in the chat what you think of the race so far. Are Ferrari going to get a 1-2? Is Russell going to keep third, or will it be Norris, or will it be Hamilton, or will it be Max Verstappen? Could Max get all the way to third? They're showing the tyre life, or how many laps at the moment when they go back.
Fastest lap. There we go.
When they go back to the Delta. He's done. They're older softs as well. By the way.
I know. He's really, really pushing on them. So that's a good sign.
So what we got?
That's a good sign.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hey, look, he's 2 seconds ahead now, Leclerc.
Max Verstappen is still only 10 seconds off the lead. When you really think about that, after everything what's happened this weekend, with only 16 laps to go, 20...
The thought of Verstappen, you know it's going to happen.
Listen, if Verstappen comes through, it means that Norris isn't getting a podium. So I don't know why you're smiling. I don't know why you're smiling. It's the Ferraris or Russell.
It's laughing through pain, is what it is.
Okay, well,
we know it's going to
I'll allow that. That's okay.
Okay, Aaron says in the chat, Harvey, can you tell us about your relationship with Oscar Piastri?
It's no relationship as such, but I know some connections to Piastri. I've never met the guy, unfortunately. One of my friends has, but yeah, I've got a soft spot for Piastri. I always have since the F3 days. I've always watched him, so it's been a while. But yeah, how many people have we got in the chat? How many views have we got?
We've got 111 at the moment.
Amazing. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Aaron also says, Harvey, your mate Oscar is completely out of it right now.
Yeah, well, he's on his way. He's on his way.
And then he also says, you bleed red, Harvey. With
Yeah,
Arsenal,
I
I'm
do.
guessing that's Arsenal and Ferrari.
It's Arsenal and Ferrari.
Have we go to production?
Okay, it's just been news on Verstappen. The trend of Verstappen having an argument with his race engineer Jean-Pierre Lambiase is continuing here at Singapore because
Fastest lap! Sorry.
because GP's just been on the radio to Max to tell him, look, you might think you might be getting somewhere, getting so close to Ocon, but it's not helping and it's not effective. So please, once again, he said, back off. Verstappen isn't too pleased with the response. So.
Oh, okay.
This is the thing with Verstappen. Like, I mean, Colin, you make a good point. He's aggressive. He's going to go for it. But he's going to go for it at the expense of his tyres. He might as well wait till everybody pits and then go for it. Because he's the one driver that you look at on there that can just go for it. But he needs to be strategic with it. Or, you know, who knows?
This is why when people put him in that bracket with Hamilton, Senna and Schumacher, I don't think he's even the best Red Bull driver there's been yet. I still think Vettel's, people forget Sebastian Vettel those 4 years. I think it's very easy to forget. He was like a machine. He was Terminator in that car. And I think Verstappen can get on there and make it around a Mount Rushmore of like 4. Mm-hmm. But he's got a long way to go. Not just how he's won his championships, but maturity-wise as well, you know. Everything what they do for him. I was laughing yesterday. He sounded like a Karen when he said,
He always
"This
does,
is
though.
a
He
shocking
always
experience."
does. That's what he does all the time.
It's a
That's
shocking
what frustrates
experience.
me.
Like he's gone on to Disneyland and it was a rubbish ride.
But
It's
that's
a
the thing.
shocking
This is the
experience.
thing
Give me
with-
the manager.
This is the thing that frustrates me about Max Verstappen is with the team. This is what I said. I love the team aspects of Formula One.
Yeah.
And he sometimes just sounds.
He's petulant.
He sounds like a. Christian Horner. I don't know how to word this. I'm trying so hard.
Say it as it is, Harvey.
Speak.
It's a safe space, mate.
Christian Horner.
It's a safe space, yeah.
Do you want to lay down on the sofa for your therapy couch?
Yeah.
Christian Horner.
Jack, come and sit here, mate.
Christian Horner treats him like his spoiled child.
Yeah.
That's the vibe you get.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Horner does a good job of dealing with him and controlling. He does. There's no disputing that. But he also allows him to be that spoiled child.
Yep.
That's just gets his way. Oh, of course, Max. Of course, we'll let you through. Don't worry, we'll leave Perez down in 13th, but you can have 8th. Like that's always the vibe that you get, and it does frustrate me. But
he's very entitled.
But he's a very good driver. Like
very
I'm not
entitled.
going to dispute it. I mean, I think as well. You know, you're talking about Vettel being the best Red Bull driver, and you're probably not wrong. But you've got to think, why is that? There aren't really any other drivers that are anywhere near him.
Yeah.
So is it just the fact that Verstappen is that much better, or is it the fact that everyone's that much worse?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like Mercedes aren't how they used to be. You know, McLaren aren't how they used to be. Ferrari haven't been how they used to be. So maybe Red Bull are just the best of a bad bunch.
I think so.
Do you know what I mean?
People forget those last 4 races. Max fell off a cliff in 2021. He did nothing. He should have got disqualified in Jeddah for brake checking. And I agree with everything what you just said.
Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those.
Yeah.
We just missed the team radio, George Russell saying, let me know what I need to do to win and I will do it.
It's not going to happen.
Which we were, we'd hope that you'd
Russell
say that.
deserves 3rd.
He does.
Fastest lap!
It's going back almost 20, 30 minutes now, where the pit window is going to open in the next
it's going to get juicy.
For Charles, but it's one of the reasons why. You might be right, Jack, with Ricciardo, but it's what I think they'll want Lando and then keep.
I think they'll want him, yeah.
I think they'll want Lando and they'll want to keep Ricciardo and AlphaTauri because, maybe it's another conversation for another day, or if we get a safety car. With everything what happened with Helmut Marko, the cost cap, all the stuff that's been going on with Red Bull, they need a couple of drivers, people who people like.
Yeah,
because other than the Orange Army, Max isn't that likable, is he? And Helmut Marko's not, and neither's Horner. Like from a marketing
maybe
perspective,
that's why it works.
Maybe.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe that's why it works.
But then if they've got Norris and Ricciardo, everybody loves Lando Norris and Ricciardo. It's good for media publicity.
But you don't win if you're liked. Do you know what I mean? Not necessarily. You have to be that, you know. I mean,
it's true.
There
is that Perez? Yeah, it is Perez, not Max. Max is following instructions.
A little bit of rain coming. It looks like there's no rain for miles and miles. There's a little bit that might come over the track.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it looked like on the commentary they said it won't be a concern, but yeah, Coylan.
Oh, yellow flag set to 2.
Clarity on that, Coylan.
Yellow flag set to 2.
Is that Sargent?
No, that's Piastri or Norris. It's got to be Piastri, surely.
The Sargent.
Oh, it is Sargent. Sorry,
I forgot about the livery.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the blue. Oh.
Wow.
It's no front wing.
Okay.
Remember when you guys told me?
That could be a safety car.
It could be a safety car.
If it comes on the track.
Well, it depends. It looks like
virtual. That's virtual. Look at this guy just dropping it all over the track. Come on.
It's got to be.
You guys told me. Production?
Yeah, just to touch on that rain, as we just see Sargent dragging half his car across the circuit. Some teams are saying, I didn't catch who it was, but somebody said that there could be...
I think Coylan was just telling us about, I think it was McLaren talking about a little bit of rain. A little bit of rain, possibly from Zach Brown. I think McLaren was saying that. But
you guys told me he wasn't Latifi Part 2, 2.0. You told me he wasn't. I think he is. I think he's well on his way.
So he's not crashing into walls, he's just scraping through them.
I've seen Latifi go down the wrong road in Japan and say, I don't know what happened with the car.
He's getting there. Production.
Yeah, I think I'm back now. Yes, I don't know who said it. I didn't catch which team or who said it, but there could be a light rain shower coming, and it is only going to last for a couple of minutes. But as we know from Singapore, when it rains, it pours, even if it's for 5 minutes. So let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah, there's one team that do pretty good in the rain.
And there's one goat who does pretty good in the rain as well.
Not sure who.
Oh,
safety car.
Oh, it is safety car. It is safety car.
Wow.
Here we go. We're going to get a flood into the pits.
This could really hurt Red Bull race.
Well, I mean, this could hurt Ferrari if they try and do a double stack very, very quickly and they mess it up.
All the mediums and softs can pit now, but it's too early for the runners on the hards. It's going to be too early for Red Bull.
Yeah,
so
too early.
A free pit stop.
Yeah. It is. So box. This is probably...
Logan Sargent has made a right mess of the floor. What a quote. Fantastic.
I tell you something, it's going to be touch and go for Hamilton here because they're going to have to double stack. Luckily, Sainz and Leclerc got enough of a gap where they will be okay double stacking.
The funny thing with that pit stop for Logan Sargent is it was so easy for them to pull the from it. They didn't even need two guys. They just needed one. Okay, come on.
We can't do predictions.
The tyres were there. They're on. Good start for Ferrari. Great pit stop.
So
there we go. There we go.
Predictions, guys. When you see it, so I'm going forward. The Ferrari here, that is a
2 seconds.
2.9.
Oh no! For God's sake! What is going on?
I told you.
What is going on?
5 points.
Why? Why?
Here we go. Hamilton out in 6th because he did get out in time. Verstappen's gone through. Russell has jumped Charles Leclerc.
Leclerc's down in 6th and they're still going. Why? They had so much time for a double stack and he couldn't get it off the front. Production's pointing his finger at me.
Has Norris gone through?
Norris
has taken Leclerc.
What's the point? They literally managed to do a double stack very, very nicely, and they just couldn't get the front. Was it Colin? Was it the front? The front they couldn't get off the front jack. Yeah. What is this?
Welcome to On Track GP, guys. We always have an angry Ferrari fan. It's always a lot of fun.
Joe, where are you?
There's always an angry Ferrari fan, and Carlos Sainz has Max Verstappen sitting right behind him.
Verstappen didn't even pit.
No, they can't. It's too early. Jack called it. It's not in the pit window.
The thing is, as well, is the safety car has come at the... This is what's even more frustrating. I'm sorry, I'm shouting at you guys.
No, you're fine, mate. You're fine.
The pit stop, the safety car came at the perfect time for everyone on mediums and softs. 20 laps in, perfect, great, fantastic. So it's even like... just doesn't even make a difference, do you know what I mean? And then you still mess it up.
Oh.
So, what's going on there?
Oh, it could...
Oh.
He might get a penalty for that.
Yeah, he should do.
He should do.
He crossed over.
Entry,
yeah. He's after. I almost called him Joe then. After everyone, they just start shouting and after everyone, give him a penalty. He's P18. Give him a penalty.
I thought it was Stroll for a second, but realised it was Alonso.
So let's have a look at this Leclerc pit stop. Leclerc is obviously livid.
What's he said?
What happened there? We had to hold you for traffic.
No, you didn't. They were trying to shake the thing off.
That's a lie.
There was no traffic.
There was 7 seconds as well. There was 7 seconds between them. I was looking at the timing screens. By the way, Jack's laughing. I'm just letting you know.
Sorry. No, I'm not laughing.
He's laughing, mate. He's laughing at you. He's laughing. At the side of his face, he's just smiling.
Can we get like a red wig and like a clown nose with the Ferrari logo on it and just have it on set for every week?
And when they make this mistake, the Ferrari fan has to... Yeah. Joe would never. Joe would never.
Perez has gone right up there in 4th.
So why are you nice and calm here, Harvey? Because you're really calm at the moment.
We need
serious
do you know what we need?
conversations.
Do you know what we need?
Go on.
Heart rate monitor. Just like a little time, like a heart rate thing in the bottom of the corner of the screen. Staying calm.
Seriously, as a Ferrari fan, production?
Update on Leclerc, there wasn't actually a problem with the pit stop. They held him because of the road traffic in the pit lane. They couldn't let him out.
There was no traffic.
That's what they just
There
said
was
on
no
the radio.
There was no traffic.
Leave production alone. He's just the messenger. You know, you don't shoot the messenger. But seriously, Harvey, like serious conversation. It's every week for Ferrari. They do a lot of they do a lot of in-house hiring. Do you not think it's got to?
If there was traffic, there was traffic. Do you know what I mean? We'll see, and then it wasn't their fault.
Generally not about the traffic, but there's always something with Ferrari. Do you think?
No, but if there was traffic, it wasn't their fault.
But is it Fred Vasseur? Like it's been going already. Wow, it's been going on for years now. Does there need to be a change? Like 6-second pit stop. Their job is to
5.7 actually.
Is it? Oh, sorry, 5.7.
5.7.
So it was only double the time what it should have been.
Only. It could be worse, to be fair.
There's still debris.
There's still bits of Logan Sargent all over the track.
So he's actually lost Russell and Norris because the Red Bulls have still got a pit.
And he's
dropped 2.
And he's got Lewis right behind him.
Yeah, but Verstappen can go hard on Sainz. He'll just go flat out as if he's got a brand new set. He's got to come in
at some point.
He's got to, but he's Verstappen. He doesn't care. He'll go hard on just the rims of the wheels if he can.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, the way that their season's gone so far, he'll build up maybe 10 seconds and there'll be another safety car and he'll get in and out and come back out in 1st or 2nd.
You did say there could be 2.
Yeah.
And that's the first one, we're a third of the way in, so.
Hey, I was going to say Latifi again. Sargent's still on track, so it's
I just find it funny. Normally you need 2 guys to pick up the front wing. Because he ruined so much of it, it was just the one guy that just held it in his arms and took it off.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be...
Sainz said the plan is to keep the pack together so don't pull away. Very clever from Ferrari, you'll be pleased to know. Very clever, because if he pulls away, that gives Max more of a gap. And every 10th of a second is going to matter, because he's probably got on those hards.
The thing is, Perez can keep Norris and Leclerc away. And ultimately, the only person that Perez really needs to keep away for the benefit of Red Bull at this stage is Leclerc. Really.
Perez should be a sitting duck. Should. Everyone with fresh tyres behind him.
I think that those hards have probably got another 18 laps left on them.
Okay, green flag.
Here we go.
Really, really tight from Sainz around that corner. When's he going to pull? He's gone. There we go.
Early.
He's gone early, very early.
And he's got a great gap as well.
Very, very good.
Gap.
Very, very good.
Blood pressure's gone down.
I'm okay at the moment.
All is well.
I'm okay. Here we go.
Oh, Checo's having a real look at George Russell there for a second. Real look.
And I think that's Norris. Second on Verstappen.
Norris was close.
Norris needs to try and clear Perez and just hope that Leclerc can't do the same.
So you might be right, Jack. I think George has got. Yeah, George has got to
Norris
make that
is going
move.
for it.
Yeah.
Is he?
We might have Baku.
Was that Pet? Oh no.
Here we go. Come on, George.
Leclerc just got really close to Norris.
Yeah. Hamilton's gone in front of Leclerc. Fantastic.
There we go.
Oh my God.
Okay, Lewis, it's hammer time. George has got Max. He's been sulking this weekend.
Penalty for Alonso.
5 seconds, yep.
Yeah, we said that was going to happen. That was crossing the pit lane entry.
Exactly.
Max is wobbling all over the place.
Russell's right on him.
Yep.
Really tight part of the track there as well.
He chopped George a little bit there, to be honest. Luckily, George was being sensible and safe.
But Perez is doing what he should always be doing, which is really pressuring
the car
in front of him.
George Russell, come on, George. No DRS for another lap, remember?
Norris is really in a bit of a tight
You know
one,
what,
isn't he?
Jack, you're on point, mate.
Wait,
These Red Bulls are
dropped to
sitting
position?
duck.
Yeah, I already said he dropped
Oh,
from Hamilton.
no.
Russell.
No, that's not. Norris is in front of Perez. There we go. Russell's overtaken Verstappen. Norris has overtaken Perez. Wow.
Wow.
There
Both
we
the
go.
Red Bulls dropping down.
Lewis is all over the back of Perez. All over the back of Perez. Might be a move here. Are we going to see a move? Perez trying to defend. Oh, come on, Lewis. Use the escape road again. Come on.
I want Hamilton to overtake Perez because then Leclerc will overtake Perez too.
Well, your blood pressure is about to go back up, mate, because Russell.
He's right on him, isn't he?
Yep.
He's
It's
right
been
on
dropping a
signs.
tenth or two. Yep. This Mercedes might have just come alive in the second half of the race. It might just. Here comes Lewis on Perez.
Is he taking him?
Yeah, he's got
Yeah,
it.
he has.
Oh, Lewis got a little bit wide.
Lewis went over the curb, but he still
Yeah,
corrected it. He's
fine.
still in front of
He's
Perez.
all good.
Oh, it's Leclerc's chance now to take Perez. Hopefully.
So
Dreaming, praying.
my heart rate's going to go up in about a lap and a half
Oh.
because we're going to get Hamilton Verstappen. And we know how Max just acts when Lewis is anywhere near him.
He's like allergic to him, isn't he?
Yeah,
They're like allergic to
anywhere
each
near
other.
him. He just triggers him. Just the sort. As soon as he sees a yellow or purple helmet, he's gets triggered in the car. It's because mental.
Yeah, Leclerc's. Oh, no, actually, Red Bull pulled away there.
Ooh, Norris.
Norris
on
on Verstappen. There we go. Norris is
There we
through.
go. Yep,
Norris is through.
Podium.
Past Verstappen.
And Leclerc
What's
is
going on? He
still
really needs to pit,
seventh.
doesn't he?
Yeah.
He really needs to pit.
Well, those hard tyres might be taking a while to warm up.
What's the strategy for Red Bull though? Because both of their drivers need to pit.
They've got to try and hold
So-
for softs, but I think they'll be so far down by then.
Exactly, for both of them
They've
too.
got to get to lap 35-ish on these hards
Yeah.
for a medium.
Perez
medium.
has done well to hold off Leclerc. I thought we would have dropped more than he has.
Well,
but
no, it's still there's still clear. I think in a lap or two he might
he
take
should do him.
He might take
And then you've got Alonso, Ocon, everyone's still really close.
What's
Carlos
Sainz
Sainz
saying?
team radio. DRS is enabled. Oh gosh, Lewis is 8 tenths, 9 tenths is coming. Oh gosh.
What's this?
That is Max.
That's Leclerc coming really close to the back of Norris.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And then that's how he lost.
That's why he lost place. Yeah.
Is Lewis riding the curb in a minute, surely?
I
Or
think
is
he
this
did,
the
but he
view?
corrected it, didn't he?
No, this is the view of. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh,
Look how close they are. Wow, that's
yeah,
tight.
yeah.
Very tight with the Red Bull. Good overtake from Norris.
Really
though.
good for Norris.
Routine overtake that.
But that's Max's buddy though. He ain't gonna put him in the wall like he's gonna lose.
No, he would.
Production.
Okay, so a very interesting team radio from Carlos Sainz, where his engineers after telling him to try and keep the rest of the pack bunched up, because if he does that, that means it doesn't give Russell the option to do a two-stop strategy.
Oh
Wow.
wow. Okay.
Sorry, is that strategy from Ferrari?
Playing
Come
4D
on.
chess.
Thank you, Coylan. Yeah, wow, very interesting.
Is that Perez saying about someone going off the track?
Hamilton went off the track to overtake him.
But that's also quite risky for Ferrari because all it takes is Russell to really go flat out and take him. This is what I mean.
I think George is going to win this race.
Oh, well, oh my God. Yeah, Hamilton's not far behind Verstappen. Not far at all. Wow.
Yeah, Lewis is half a second behind.
I mean,
Still get PTSD from
he's looking
2021. Those two are close.
of course.
So where's the pace of this Ferrari gone on this? Or has it just been the tyre management for the first third of the race? I mean, we're only
Might have been.
just halfway, by the way. This is literally halfway through the race.
Yeah.
Long race in Singapore, particularly with the first part where they go so slow. Can the Ferrari... I mean, the biggest thing what Ferrari have got at the moment is your straight line speed is a lot better than ours.
Yeah, for sure. It's been quite impressive, to be honest. I've been very impressed with that.
So Lewis is 3 tenths behind Max. I just feel like that's going to be another safety car.
Interesting, Bottas hasn't pit either.
No, but he's still on the he's still on hards. He started on hards as well.
Yeah.
He's got 25 lap old hards.
Yeah, I guess standing 17th doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah. There's not really much going on past the top 9, really.
No.
Down the bottom. Piastri and Lawson still around where they have been. Standard Haas, 10th and 14th now.
Lawson's done
Drop
well.
right down. Yeah, listen, this is good for Lawson. You know, he's got a...
What are your predictions for the Red Bull and AlphaTauri seats next year? And then your dream one?
The prediction is...
I think it will be...
I know what you want.
I think it'll be Verstappen, Perez.
Yeah.
And it should be Tsunoda, Lawson. Should be.
What, Danny Rick gone?
Shouldn't be. I'd love it to be Verstappen and Ricciardo, Tsunoda and Lawson.
Black and white flag for someone forcing... So I only caught the top of it, forcing someone off the track. I think Danny Rick could be in that car and Perez will move on.
Where will he go?
They keep saying, though, that they're not going to...
Surely...
Here we go, Hamilton on Verstappen.
Oh,
nice and easy.
Oh, there we go.
Nice
Wow.
and easy. Nowhere for him to push him into a
Wow,
wall.
wow.
You keep saying that they're not going to part ways with Perez till the end of his contract, though. They seem adamant to not.
But they can't say anything yet.
And they wouldn't put him in the Alpha seat.
No.
That's even worse. Do you know what I mean? If I think certainly, if you put Perez in the Alpha seat, that's even worse than just letting him go completely.
Perez.
Do you know what I mean?
Perez and Lando swap.
Well, I read something the other day about putting Yuki as
Maybe.
Red Bull's reserve and then putting Lawson and Ricciardo at
That
AlphaTauri. It doesn't make
so
any sense
harsh.
to me.
That'd be harsh
so
on Yuki.
harsh. Yeah,
The way it was worded is that it's a step up because then he goes to the Red Bull main team, but then he's not got a seat. It's not a step up. It's just
But then it's, well...
he's sat on the bench for the better team.
Yeah, Verstappen's not moving on, and whoever they put in that second seat will be there for a while too. So, yeah.
I don't see why they do that. It doesn't make any sense
Not
to me.
sure.
But
I mean, I like seeing battle for 5th between Verstappen and Leclerc. The fact that Leclerc's in that battle against Verstappen, right on his tail, is really nice to see.
Yeah.
Bit worried that Russell is under a second behind Sainz.
If we just take the context away from it and just say that Leclerc's in...
Leclerc's in for Verstappen.
Yeah, Leclerc's in Verstappen's DRS.
And Sainz is ahead of
do
Russell.
him any minute, yeah.
It all sounds great.
So we've just got some stuff in the chat. Joshua Berman says to tell Harvey I love him. Okay.
Love you too, Josh.
Obto pointed out, apologies if I pronounced that wrong, that on the note of Vettel, he had won 5 times at Singapore. He's a beast. Was lost but now found. Sargent has distributed debris everywhere. Yep.
Oh, is that Leclerc? Leclerc's taken Verstappen. There we go. Into 5th.
He's cooking.
Come on. Don't say that, because he might get it confused for his engine, and that might start cooking instead.
Oh, no.
Fantastic.
Someone's trying to trigger me here as well, saying that's what happens when you don't leave space.
There we go. Leclerc into 5th. There we go.
Thank you, Harry, mate. Appreciate that comment. Really appreciate it. So we're pushing on now. Russell is holding on. He's dropping back. He's dropping back out of DRS. Dropping back out of DRS.
Alonso's going to chase Perez quite easily. He's only 0.3 seconds behind him.
He is, isn't he?
And Perez
is nowhere near.
With Alonso on his tail, I think we know who's going to win that.
Do you know something? If Perez overtook Max, I think I'd end up dancing. Just because the fallout would just be nuts.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the Red Bull debrief this weekend? The Red Bull debrief this weekend.
They'd have to do it over Zoom. They couldn't have them in the same room.
No,
they have to do it over Zoom. There's no way they could be in the same room.
Well, it's like you said, Christian would be there stroking Max's
back. It's okay,
back.
Max, it's okay.
Joss would be there pointing at Perez. How dare you?
Exactly.
How dare you?
What a train. Look at that. That's racing. Amazing.
Oh,
what? He didn't need to go off the track there. He didn't need...
Just wants a better exit out of this corner.
I saw an Aston Martin. I thought it's Stroll. Oh, here we go, Team Radio. Russell, yeah, he's managing a lot. He's very slow. I guess he's trying to back us up.
It's working.
That's peak Stroll, what you were about to say there as well.
It was peak Stroll.
You saw an Aston Martin go off the
off,
track, thought it was Stroll making a mistake, only to realise that he actually binned it already in qualifying and isn't even racing.
Ocon's right on Alonso.
Yeah, he is, isn't
Mr. Midfield.
He really is.
Look at that.
No,
You literally have Alonso, Ocon, Magnussen, Gasly, Piastri, Lawson, all so close together. It's great.
I tell you what, I think before we came on air, I said to you guys I fancied a double Mercedes podium, and I think it's on.
Did you put it on the whiteboard?
Doesn't count. Wasn't
Didn't
the
put it
whiteboard.
on the whiteboard.
The whiteboard,
no
the
receipts.
whiteboard is.
But remember, that was with my heart. I fancied it. I didn't do head, heart,
I had to.
family opinion,
I should have done.
friend
yeah.
opinion,
Yeah.
Joshua's opinion.
Yeah,
it's-
all of the above.
Norris is closing in on Russell now.
We're 2 laps away from halfway, and it's proving a good race so far.
I tell you what, like you said before about something a little bit different. This is what I love about Formula One, and casual fans always talked about it. There's so many different types of races. Like it's a real chess match. This race,
always.
real chess
Always.
match in Singapore. It's not when we get. I think when we get to Austin, it'll be a bit of a, and maybe Suzuka will be a little bit of a shootout in Austin.
Yeah.
A little bit of a cowboy.
I'm interested to see how
Analogy
Las
there.
Vegas goes as well.
Well, I thought you were going to say you go to Las Vegas.
No,
but
no,
they're
no.
selling the tickets for about 100,000
Yeah, no,
each,
no,
haven't
no.
they? Have you seen that stuff?
It's crazy.
That guy bought a hotel owner bought all the tickets or as many as he could, and can stay in his hotel for 2 nights and go for ridiculous.
I'm interested to see how that race goes, though. Do you know what I mean? You know, it'd be an interesting one. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Harry Millwood says, so refreshing to see people go past Verstappen. It's been
Agreed.
2
Agreed.
years.
Agreed.
The last person to go by Verstappen probably
It was
was
Liam Lawson the other week.
It was, yeah, it actually was. But racing for track position. Right, Russell's been told to keep an eye on these tyres.
They'll go to the end comfortably, especially now Sainz is
It's
driving.
all about to kick off again. Norris is within DRS. Lewis is within DRS of Hamilton.
Leclerc's a bit far off Hamilton, but Verstappen's a bit far off
Yeah,
Leclerc.
Russell's got a problem.
When are the Red Bulls
reckon?
going to pit now?
Well, they're telling him that he needs to manage his tyres, but if
Yeah.
he doesn't get in DRS or Sainz, he's going to have Norris all over the back of him. So
Yeah.
he needs to pick a way. He either needs to burn his
Yeah.
tyres or
Hey, by the way,
defend.
did you see that corner from Lewis? Lewis is moving, you know. You know when you...
he just does it, doesn't he?
yeah.
Once every couple of weeks, he'll just, in the hammer time.
Yeah.
Gone.
You could tell when he's
Oh,
moving.
Norris is catching Russell.
That's what we're just saying. Norris is
Yeah.
right on the back of Russell,
Look at
Hamilton on the
that.
back of...
Really close.
But
So-
Russell's now within a second of Sainz.
You've kind of got a
So-
top 4 race. Nothing's really going on between 5th and 7th at the minute. And then like 8th to 14th is
Got
on.
like a 7-man DRS
Yeah,
train for
it's crazy.
P10.
So I tell you what, when Joe's here, or Matisse is here, or Abby's here, and we're talking, and we're on track, we always say, what would it be like if Max Verstappen, we pretend he wasn't here, what would it be like? And this is it. Everyone within a second of each other, or even if that Red Bull car wasn't as dominant,
Yeah.
this is what hopefully the regulation changes were supposed to be about,
Yeah,
other
yeah.
than pulling Mercedes back. And it's great, isn't it? It's great. Maybe if the circuit had a few meters here, extra here
Yeah,
and there,
yeah.
a little bit wider.
Just give everyone a shot, basically.
Yeah.
Why don't we all think of one way, hypothetical way, we could hinder Verstappen? Like make him drive with one hand.
Make him build a car inside the Costco.
Put him in the Williams.
Whoa!
I said it.
Whoa.
I said I'm sorry.
I was thinking of a funny one.
I'm sorry. That is
Put
a
him in
funny
F2.
one.
There you go.
That is a funny one.
He'd probably still find a way to win Formula 1 in an F2 car.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's in Christian.
Oh.
So everyone's tyres are pretty similar, except for we're still pushing those hard tyres. Verstappen, Perez, and
They're
Bottas.
saying that Leclerc will catch up to Hamilton and there'll be a
It's
5-way
like
race.
driving on ice.
Here
Verstappen
he goes.
Blame the track.
Ken-
Go on, Verstappen.
Ken Verstappen. Here he goes.
Easy.
It's like driving on ice.
Easy.
Lewis is right on the back. Oh,
We should
come
play a
on.
game and just say kind of Verstappen quotes and do like 2 that he said and the 1 that he didn't. It'd be difficult
What,
to...
Verstappen bingo?
Yeah, Verstappen bingo. Did he say it or did we make it up? It's quite a good idea for a video, that. F1 quotes and who they were said by or weren't they said.
So Obto pointed out it's a 3-horse race for the title is a dream. We saw it start in 2021 was with just 2. So I'd say to you guys, if you and there's lots of videos on it on YouTube, go look at the 2012 season. That was 6. I think there's 7 world champions on the grid, and going into the final race, I think it was 5. I think it was Hamilton, Button, Raikkonen, Vettel, I miss Alonso. At least those 5 were all in for a shout with the title, genuine shout. So there's some good 20, 30 minute videos on that. Take a look at the, and that's what we want. Seasons like 2012 and even 2021, where it's a genuine genuine battle. But three cars fighting for the title would be amazing. If Ferrari, Mercedes, McLaren, if we had 4 with Red Bull, could you imagine? That'd be incredible, wouldn't it?
I saw a TikTok the other day of someone who's got like tape and put like 1 to 19 and he just sticks it, the one below Verstappen, and just covers his name up. So he just watches this really exciting P2 to 19 race.
Yeah.
It's probably the only way to watch it.
Oh, Harry Millwood has a question, which I've got my opinion, I debate about this all the time. Quick question. Do you think the W11 is faster and a better car than the current Red Bull? Ooh. The W11 was the 2020 with the DAS car.
Yeah.
I think it was a better and faster car than the current Red Bull. However, I think this is a more dominant car. And kind of going back to what Harvey was saying maybe 5-10 minutes ago, because Adrian Newey, he did a thesis on ground effect, and
Russell,
he's done.
Sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
I want to go for the win. Yeah, I understand. We're on the same page, mate.
Wow.
Yeah, so Russell calling for the win, but yeah, Adrian Newey smashed it with the concept, and I think everyone else, if we're honest, did a bit of a shoddy job.
Yeah.
So I think this is the most dominant car of all time.
I think under these regulations,
yeah,
Red Bull have got it as close as you can to perfect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think Toto was saying it took them, 6 months to get over porpoising.
Yeah.
So by the time they'd done that, Red Bull were already miles ahead, so everyone's playing sort of 6 months catch up.
The funniest thing with porpoising as a Mercedes fan was after Baku, when Lewis just said, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Do you remember when he's like, I'm not doing it, I'm not testing stuff, I'm not doing it anymore. Got out holding his back and was like, that's it, I'm done. And then Toto tried to claim safety. They raised all of the cars, and
this is the thing. There's only
Red Bull ran along even more.
There's only so much kind of testing you can do. You've kind of, for a lot of the teams, they've kind of got to pick their strategy of what they think scientifically will work, and go all out on it. Because the season's only so long, the break of the season's only so long, and there's only so much obviously that you can spend with the cost caps and stuff. So Red Bull got it right, but in another era, with the similar technology, any team could have maybe done it. Do you know what I mean?
We'll go back to Red Bull with a double diffuser. We go to Mercedes with the hybrid engines in 2014. Go to Williams, I want to say 92. If anyone is old enough and remembers in the chat, because I was young but I remember it, I think it was the suspension. When Williams were winning in the early 90s, they had the, was it dual suspension? There's always innovative ways. Oh, I struggle with that word. Innovative ways. Some of the smartest people in the world. Tom says, best race in a long while. Laughing emoji. Red Bull can do time trials. I agree, Tom. They can do some time trials.
I mean, I just see now, obviously they changed the from the timing screen to the pit stops, but it looked like Verstappen, there he goes, 5.7 behind Leclerc. Surely it's time to pit soon.
Well,
when does the pit window open for the hards?
The pit window opens
40?
in
soon. It's got to be soon.
To hit 20 laps?
Lap 37 should be pit window for the mediums.
Yeah.
If they're going to go soft, they're going to try and stretch it to 42. But if we do quick maths,
almost 6 seconds off now.
I think the only thing they can do
now. And Perez to be 4 seconds off him. Like that's the the end of Red Bull being 10 seconds off the lead.
Well, wait, if they pit now, they're going to drop down. So I think the only thing they can really do is just hang it out and hope for a safety car.
I guess.
If they pit now, they're going to be faster on the mediums, but they're still going to be like 15th.
I know.
My GCSE maths says if they pit now,
they won't win.
They're going to come out.
Pit now.
Facts.
17, 18-ish, I think.
Yeah.
It's got to be, because it's about 20 for a pit stop. So, yeah, we're looking, what's that? 1,
Alonso's
2, 4,
chasing
5,
Perez.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Alonso's going to get Perez, I think. He had a little look.
I think if they pitted now, they're coming out around Bottas and Zhu, which obviously they'll get Hulkenberg. I mean, everyone's quite close, so they'll probably be racing to get back up into the top 10, which they could probably just about do.
Can you imagine if Red Bull don't get points?
Don't say exciting
Can you
things.
imagine?
Don't say exciting things, Harvey.
Can you imagine? Yeah. Coiling, can you imagine?
He's
shaking his arms in joy.
The thing is, for me, it's not an anti-Red Bull thing, even though for obvious reasons I'm not a big fan. It's just the
anti-lack of competition.
Yeah, it's that.
Yeah.
It's just that.
I agree. Gasly's overtaken Magnussen.
And by the way, I do want to highlight, I understand the hypocrisy and how rich it is coming from a Mercedes fan. I do get it, by the way. It's not lost on me. It's not lost on me. But he had a teammate who would battle him. And that's the difference.
Or support him.
Yeah.
bit of both, really.
Well, we did fight you guys in 17 and 18.
Yeah.
I went to Monza in 17 and watched Lewis win by 30 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Vettel.
That was a good one.
He missed the dig there, didn't he, Jack? He missed it.
No, I don't
He chose to ignore it.
I don't engage.
Fair enough.
I don't engage. Oh, who's that?
Gasly.
Is that Gasly against Perez into turn 7?
So Harry says...
No, Haas. Sorry, I thought it was pushed him right off there, I think Gasly did.
Almost got a second.
And then Piastri followed him through.
Sergio...
Perez drifted.
Yeah, Alonso's really, really pressuring Perez. Really, really is.
All right. There seems to be a pattern of they drop out of DRS and they go back in. Harry says, what's your thoughts on the Massa championship scandal and the Schumacher 1994 championship? Schumacher, I think that was genuine. I just think it was a reaction. I don't think he did that on purpose. I think the Massa thing in Singapore, ironically, Harry, I think it's nothing. I think the refueling hose. There's so many mistakes Massa made that year anyway, and there's so long left to go in the championship.
There's always room for error within sport, generally. There always is, and it's almost like, football with VAR, like it's trying to bridge that gap, but it's almost like they don't let everything kind of happen. It's the same kind of thing in Formula 1. Mistakes going to happen, things are going to go wrong, but that's competition. That's why all of the mechanics need to be on their game. Ferrari needs to not take forever in pit stops. The drivers need to not compete with each other. Like, there's so many moving parts in Formula 1. So these things are going to happen. But I think with Massa, what was it, 2008?
2008. I think there was too long left in the season.
15 years ago.
There's too long left in the season.
15 years ago.
I think the reason that 2021 is so contentious is because
there was human interception within that,
and it was the last lap.
Exactly. There was a lot within it, so it's a little bit different. But I just think 15 years. I mean, come on.
The worst thing with Massa for me, the only thing is that they've admitted.
Well, Bernie's gone back on it now, and for the first time,
if they just left it, but the fact that he came out and was like, "Oh yeah, like if I could do it again, I'd rescind the points or whatever," then he just opened the can of worms.
And I think part of the reason as well is obviously Charlie White and passing away, bless him, and is it not Whitmarsh? It's not Ron Meadows. That's the technical engineer at Mercedes. The other gentleman who was in charge of the FA at the time, 2 of those guys have passed away, unfortunately. So. I don't know. I think maybe he's got a case to get a little bit of money. Maybe that he's lost out on a win. I don't know.
Possibly,
but you can't say that he's won,
because that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, sure. There's money.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you'd hope the motivation would be pride and accolades of the sport. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not here's a bit of money instead. I never like it when that kind of thing happens. It's like within football. If a VAR decision goes wrong,
a battle, by the way.
You wouldn't want. Some money. Here's some money. Like, no one cares. It's about the principle and it's about the competition. But yeah, I mean,
where's Ocon come from in this?
Wow, Ocon's taken Alonso and he's right on Perez.
Yeah.
Wow, Perez, Ocon, Alonso.
Yeah. To close that conversation, Bernie said Mercedes and Hamilton have a case for Abu Dhabi 21. But the only thing I liked about 21 is after it was all said and done, Lewis was the one to say, let's let it go.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to... Do you know, it's like, hopefully, if one day Man City face the 115 charges they have, what are they going to do? Go and phone up Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, then Arteta, and... Do you know what I mean? Go,
by the way,
sorry. This is your Premier League... Here's your Premier League medals. I'd be like, cool.
It's brilliant.
I'm a Premier League winner. Like, it's not the same, is it?
Like exactly. 6 different trophy parades in the same day.
And that's the thing.
All these open-top buses.
I think when you use analogies of it's like with a tennis match. If you were to say, Hawkeye didn't work correctly that day, here's the championship for something within tennis. It's like, when you break it down like that, it just sounds stupid. So why would it apply in motorsport?
Are you ready to
I couldn't read it. Go on.
You ready what did Ferrari for say? Happiness? Sainz said, let me know when it's time to push because I have a second in hand. Ooh. You might have it here, mate. You might have...
That's just...
There's no fat lady singing in here, mate. You're going to get hot under the lights in that, buddy.
Whatever it takes.
Particularly if something happens.
I don't want to rustle on the mic. Excuse the pun.
That was good. I'll give you that one. I like puns.
We'll sit like this for a little bit.
I have this sort of...
I'm just warming the tyres up.
Right. So
Putting the cover over.
can Sainz hurry up so that George can follow and break out of Norris's DRS, and then Lewis can get Norris, please?
No, because
No.
Ferrari are doing something.
No.
Ferrari are trying
Actually.
something new called strategy. So that would go
It's
against
really
it.
interesting.
Did they read about it in a book?
I think they just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have anything to say. Look, Russell just said Sainz reporting he still has 1 second of pace in hand.
Surprised he didn't say
Russell
two.
goes, I'm surprised he didn't say 2.
Wow.
Wow. Maybe that's Ferrari code. 1 means 2.
Yeah, but could be.
Who knows? And 2 means 1.
Oh,
What strategy is this? D, E, or F?
This is just.
It's D or F. It's got to be D, E, or F.
Well, as long as it's not DNF, I don't mind. So, we'll see.
Come on,
We'll
let's get
see.
that double podium for
I
them.
mean, we're lap 39 now, so the Red Bulls need to pit. They're really, really, really holding out for a safety car
Yeah.
because Ocon is not far behind Perez at all, and Alonso could quite easily compete with them as well.
It looks like Gasly could do it.
I mean, Piastri's only in 11th, so you know if he
Well,
gets some fight.
I think we're going
That
to
was
see
close
that
to
pit
all.
stop in the next 2 laps. So get
Has
your
to
boards
be.
ready. Get your
Has to
boards
be.
ready. It's got to come because.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, it was a bit difficult last time with the.
Yeah, we couldn't do it with that time. But if they get to
Get it
lap
ready.
42, we're going to see the Red Bulls on some soft tyres. And they're going to get a little bit of payback to all these guys who are overtaking them.
Yeah.
It must feel like Christmas
Ooh.
to everybody else going by
Is that
Red
Ocon?
Bulls.
Here you go. Ocon's taken Perez as expected.
It must feel like Christmas. Like normally the Red Bulls are breezing by and they're like, got you back at last.
Alonso's going for him as well.
Alonso really is. Wow. Come on. And then Gasly and Piastri are not far off him at all.
Yeah, Harry agreed. Ferrari and strategy. The Ferrari strategy clearly read Ross Brawn's book. They must have done.
They didn't read anything. They just
Finally
woke up
read
one
it.
day and went, wait, we have to plan for these things?
Ross Brawn, the most.
There you go. Alonso's taken Perez as
There you go.
expected.
Jeez.
They're going to keep falling
Perez could
back.
jump on the points here.
Yeah. I mean, Ocon's far off of Verstappen.
I think they'll be fine.
Okay,
Because
Perez has taken the spot off Gasly again. That was a. It looks like
Gasly's done
Gasly's
him.
taken him. Perez is
Piastri's
10th.
on him.
Piastri's on him.
so Jets got production.
Yeah, sorry to jump in on this exciting battle with Perez and everyone else, but I've just noticed watching this battle, if you look very closely at Perez's front wing, he actually has damage on it from his earlier incident.
Well, he's
And
just
he's
gone in.
coming
Oh
in.
wow,
So Piastri
Yeah.
in the points. Let's go.
that's a great spot by
What are we gonna
production
say?
on
I'm
the
gonna
front right,
say-
on the front right of his wing. Will they change the wing, or is what we got here? That's a 2.8.
I was going to go 3.2
Two-
because I thought they were going to change.
2.3.
That's
2.3.
2.1 is 2.1. That's close.
Closest. We'll give you that. We'll
I
give
was
you the
going to say
point for that.
3.2
What
because,
do I-
like
what do
Colin
I
said,
win?
What'd you win?
Red Bull.
you win a can of Red Bull.
We'll go get a can of Red Bull after. It's been the first time in a long time I'll drink Red Bull and be happy about it.
Oh, cheers, thanks.
That's 1-0. There's probably 2 more pit stops to come.
Perez down in 18th.
All right, Russell.
Things you love to see.
Box, Max Verstappen. So Perez came out
Means
plumb
Lawson's
last.
going to go in the points.
Plumb last.
You would hope. Well, probably not actually. He's got 11 seconds.
Is Perez going to overcut him?
Nah.
Undercut, sorry.
No, probably not. He'll probably come out in front.
22 laps to go. And I hate missing races, but if I tuned in on lap 41 and saw Verstappen 17th and Perez 18th, I'd wonder,
I'd cry.
what would you think was happening? And
Tears
a
of
Ferrari
joy.
winning. Can you imagine? And a Ferrari winning.
Maybe Joe's the problem.
Who?
Maybe Joe being on here is the problem. Maybe he's the Ferrari kid.
There you go. Verstappen goes in.
Oh, he's struggling on the entry.
That's going to take him. That's going to take him some time.
You got time.
Oh,
Joe will be upset if they win and he's not here. Here we go. Oh, slow on the front right. That's
very
2.4.
slow.
2.4.
I've got
2.4.
3.0.
Oh.
God, our perception of time is off.
I had completely
You
the
can't count.
opposite.
Time just slows down. Leclerc's nice and safe. 20 seconds.
he's
20
falling.
seconds ahead of Leclerc.
Bottas
ahead
is
of
in the pit.
Ocon
Bottas in the
even.
pits as well. I don't think we're going to get to see it.
Yeah,
though.
he hadn't pit yet. So
Well, Max. I'm gonna. Oh, I was going to be that guy and say he got to overcut Sargent, but he didn't get to say that. Oh, he got him. He did get him
He did
straight
get
away.
him.
So George Russell back within DRS of Carlos Sainz. that train is back again with Norris and Hamilton.
Leclerc's not far off Hamilton as well, and he's got that nice cushion.
He has got straight back.
He's got that nice
into,
cushion far off Ocon, so he's got no pressure from behind him. So that's a good sign. That's a very good sign. Piastri in the points in 9th. Lawson in the points in 10th. That's what you love to see. But you've obviously got both the Red Bulls that can come up there, and Albon's only in 12th, and you know what he can do.
So if Liam Lawson keeps the points position and he has a solid, he's probably got another
They might tell
race
Ricciardo to take an extended break.
Yeah.
It's one of the most difficult race as well for him to do. So
Yeah, definitely.
He's had two of the hardest ones.
Yeah.
Well, 3 arguably with Monza. Monza's not as easy track. The average speed was 180 mph. Crazy.
You can look, Piastri up 8 places, Zhou up 6 places, Lawson no places, just in 10th. What more can you want? Lando Norris in 3rd.
So the question I have is, what happens when we get to lap, I don't know, 57 and Russell's still in this position? Does he make? I feel like he takes a lunge.
I can tell you.
I think he goes YOLO.
Yeah.
I can tell you what happens. My heart rate goes through the roof. That's what happens. That's exactly what happens.
I think he takes a lunge.
Russell doesn't settle. We've seen
Nah,
this.
YOLO. I'm going.
Russell gets his elbows out and just...
As long as he takes Norris with him and Norris tries to catch Russell, that will provide some pressure. So that would be great. Well, you don't want Norris to finish second?
Oh, no, yeah. No,
exactly.
I thought you
That's
meant take Norris out.
No,
I was about to say the Lewis wins.
Yeah. Sorry. I meant take
Norris
him
out
with
the
him.
race.
I meant take him with him on DRS.
Fernando Alonso.
This is
undrivable. Here we go.
Undrivable.
Oh, that's a Lance Stroll.
The Alonso radio messages are starting.
I'll tell you something.
Where he goes.
On Lance Stroll, we didn't mention this. That crash, that was a big one yesterday.
Yeah, he's lucky he came out and was okay.
That was a take your breath away. Watching, let alone being in it. I was like, oh, goodness.
Definitely.
I'll be honest, I saw it, took my breath away, then I looked and I was like, where's Lewis? Because I knew it was red flag. I was like, where's Lewis? He's fine, it's cool. We had Russell already through, so we were good. So they've gone medium. We didn't pick that up, by the way. The Red Bulls have gone medium, which is a surprise.
I think maybe they've got, 20 laps, 22 laps on them.
You would have thought low fuel. I mean, 20 laps, you're right. They won't have to manage those mediums. Whereas Charles Leclerc was just literally tiptoe around on those softs for pretty much the whole stint, wasn't he?
Yeah. But he
gets to do a little bit of racing.
Pulling away a little bit from him. Oh, Alonso's gone for it. Oh, what's happened to Ocon? Ocon's dropped down 3 places, 4 places.
Mr. Midfield.
Yep, something's happened there. He's pulled over.
Is that safety?
Oh, could this be a
safety car?
That's a safety car. Look at. Oh no, I thought that was a.
Yeah, that's got to be.
Virtual, maybe?
He's on the track. He's got to be.
He is partly on the track. His brakes are smoking.
There's no runoff. They'll have to get a
they have
something.
They'll have to.
Or is it a red flag?
Got to be a safety car.
I think that's a safety car.
The only good thing about not being the best, it's the only good thing, is you don't get the anxiety of leading a race the whole race and then this happens and then everyone, do you know what I mean? Everyone bunches back. Are we going to get some softs?
Surely there's going to be a safety car.
If you look where the leaders are, if the safety car comes out now, they're right by the pit entry.
They want it now, don't they?
Yeah. Someone decide.
They're getting
Push
close.
the button.
They're getting so close.
Push the button.
You could just tell in the race,
Mercedes are ready. Oh, we got.
Okay, Ferrari needs to get. Okay, here we go.
Again. Virtual safety car. Here we go.
Here we go.
Got to get them both in. Oh gosh.
This might happen.
Oh, you're going to get Leclerc back in front of Hamilton here. I think that's going to be the
Ferrari
major
stops.
change. Yeah. So this is race deciding, by the way. What happens here is probably race deciding.
Carlos Sainz 5.3. Stop.
Stop talking, Jack.
Okay. I'll put it back down.
Keep winding him up, Jack. It's funny.
I can't. I've got to work with him afterwards.
Oh, fair enough.
Come on.
I think that's a full safety. I did say VSC originally.
They would have done it by.
I don't think it's on the racing line as maybe what they've...
Maybe.
Well,
but
there must be an exit near enough.
They're
they
pushing
can
it
just roll
out.
them,
They're pushing it through. So now's the time if you're going in. So we've got.
It's one of the Williams.
Oof.
Someone didn't pit. I don't know who went past.
Oof.
I think that was Verstappen. Obviously, makes sense.
Oof.
Is this good for Red Bull or
It's
not?
massive for Red Bull.
No,
I think.
but
they'll make
what if they'd pit during this time instead? Do you know what I mean? Only a couple laps ago they went in. So is it?
I was
going to
say it's not good for them in
Is
the
it good
grand
for them?
scheme of things.
They've been banking on a safety car,
And then
they've bottled it two laps
before.
Yeah.
So
They
is
called
it?
Too early.
Magnussen's in.
So what's happened?
What happened? I think his brakes just overheated.
I
Did he
think
try and go in?
His engine's gone, I think. Yeah, it's
He tried
engine.
and
That's engine.
yeah, that's
Engine.
Wait, is that?
just off the pit as well.
Yeah, maybe that's why they've not come in because he's blocking pit exit, or he's on the pit exit line.
No, but the Williams came in.
So they're making a good point on the commentary about. They're making a good point in the commentary about this is the set after Monza. What a shocking weekend they had in Monza Alpine. They've got Ocon out now, and Gasly's sitting in 7th. So
How many double DNFs have they had this year, Alpine?
they've had
I
a
know
couple.
this is only
Yeah.
one, but didn't they have sort of 2 or 3 in a row?
It's a shame. Ocon, I like them. I like both the Alpines. Like we said it earlier, right at the start when we were going through the grid. They just do what they got to do, and then something like this always just screws them.
Right, here we go. That
you go,
is Lewis Hamilton.
Leclerc in third.
So Norris just stayed out.
Is that Lewis and George?
I think it
Yeah.
might be both.
Yeah, so Mercedes are double stacked and everyone else has stayed out.
That's a quick one.
So Mercedes, like George Russell was shouting, do
That's a
the
great
opposite.
stop.
That is a great stop. Don't you dare take forever. Come on. There
That
you
was
go.
pretty 3.0.
3.0, and the Hamilton stop was,
Probably about the same, to be honest.
I thought the same. And we've come out, that's good. That's good.
3.1.
Good call. Good
Yeah,
call.
not bad.
Good
Not
call.
bad. Not
So,
bad.
What's happened to Alonso? Has he come in?
17 laps.
Assume Alonso's come
He
in.
must have come in.
Look, Lawson's up into 8th, Piastri in
He's just dropped
7th.
3 places.
Yeah, I mean,
It must be in.
So, Harvey, how do you feel about 2 Mercedes on a quicker tyre?
I'm just trying to think about 17 laps,
We're probably
both Ferraris on a podium. That's what I'm trying to think about.
both Ferraris. Are you?
That's what I'm just trying to think about.
Norris
I'm not
inside.
thinking about what's
Surely
behind.
by lap 45, the win. We did this in Monza.
I'm not trying to think about what's behind. I'm just trying to think. That's where they are. That's what they're doing. That's what's happened with Aston Martin.
So we just go to production.
So you've seen both Mercedes pitting there. This is
Huh?
exactly what they would have wanted, because they were saying yesterday that they actually have an extra set of mediums to use for such a scenario. So this has worked perfectly into our hands here.
I don't like the sound of that. I don't like the sound of
Hey,
that.
Harvey, I might put the hat on. This is a championship winning hat as well. I might put the
Did
hat
we
on.
just see an Alonso 25-second stop?
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to. I've got
Just
mixed
gotta process
emotions.
that.
Was that 25.8 coiling for Alonso, and why?
5-second penalty as well.
Ah, yes, but still.
No, I think that was with pit entry and exit as well.
Okay, maybe then.
Might be.
Maybe
It
then.
could be an error.
But yeah, I mean,
All
it's
right.
pretty good for Mercedes, I guess. But
So we're 13 seconds off.
Verstappen's got fastest lap as well. Let's not forget that. That's happened too.
Yeah, we'll take
He's currently
that.
out the points. Let's keep it that way.
We'll take that.
Which means if
Don't
they
you
can
worry
get
about
up
that.
on 2.
Oh my god.
Oh. Come on, Norris.
I'm relying on the 13 seconds that Russell is behind
Come on,
Leclerc.
Norris.
I think both the Mercs are going to get. I think we're going to fly now. And we're going to look at more than a second a lap on the Delta. That's the key. It goes back to, again, for the third time, why we love Formula One. It's things like this.
It is things like this.
Like it just throws
that
us.
walk from Ocon, he doesn't look happy.
Why is he walking like Stone Cold Steve Austin?
That's the gloves are off. The gloves.
Yeah, he is, isn't
thumbs
he?
up for the camera. Thumbs up for the camera.
And he's bumping
Yeah,
his chest as well.
He's
Dun,
seen.
dun,
I
dun,
don't know.
dun, dun.
Did he do what I think he just did?
He did that.
I
don't
He
know.
didn't swear.
It almost looked like he was insinuating, like, again, Alpine.
He might have
retired
done.
Maybe.
again.
He might have been.
Maybe.
I don't know whether I've just completely just forged just a story. It's gonna
You've
be
just, you
headlines
look what you've
everywhere.
done. On track GP's Jack says.
Esteban Ocon in fallout with Alpine.
I hate to tell you this. I don't hate to tell you this. I'm loving to tell you this. We took a second on that first part of the lap already. The time is tumbling.
But
Tumbling, Harvey.
regardless, we know we're going to have a nice end to this race. A competitive,
competitive
fiery end, which
yeah,
is what we
yeah,
love.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to have to take this off though.
I was going to say, you must be
Oh,
burning
it's getting a
up
bit
now, mate.
toasty. It's getting a bit toasty.
It
You
wasn't,
know what I'll do instead?
it wasn't toasty before we
just do that.
before we put medium tyres on,
There we
was it,
go.
mate?
We'll just
Now
cover
it's
up the Red Bull one.
Do you know what I mean, Jack?
Sorry, production.
It wasn't.
Covered up the Red Bull.
Well, not in the race. They don't have
You're not
to.
as comfy anymore.
No.
Yeah. So here we
Come
go.
on.
Yeah, flying.
Fastest lap for Russell.
The win is on.
Yeah, he's got 11.4 on Leclerc.
Taking chunks out of Leclerc.
Yeah. I think guaranteed P2. I think.
What about Norris?
Yeah, he'll get Norris. He'll get Norris.
Do you hear that, Jack?
Yeah, I heard it. Come on, Norris,
Norris.
please get your first win.
Do you know something? But
I'm feeling good for Lawson,
it's
though.
the tyre offset. That's the thing. It's the tyre offset.
Yellow flag. In sector 3. Who's
Oh,
in sector 3? What's
Leclerc's
gone on there?
spun.
Don't you
No, it's
dare.
Alonso.
Oh,
What's he gone?
Fernando, just retire that car. We've had enough of this now. Come on. Don't ruin a good race.
Should have
buddy.
given it to Stroll.
Yeah.
Are we going to start seeing them toxic radio messages that we get when Alonso gets a bit fed up with his car?
Yeah.
He's last now.
GP2 engine.
He's dead
GP2
last in
engine.
17th.
I'm saying all this. I'm half serious, half joking. It's going to be.
Look how much they've
nip
taken
and
out of
tuck. I know we are really flying.
Verstappen's chasing Guan Yu Zhou though. Look at him. He's gonna get into the points. Verstappen.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah,
doubt
he
about
will.
that. Just how far up does he get? You know what I would love?
I think P6.
Lawson to defend him.
P7.
I would love Lawson to defend him and Lawson to finish above him.
Lawson is not defending against him.
I would love. Yeah, but
He
come
has
on,
strict
come on.
instructions.
Think about it. I'd
No,
love it.
He's
I'd
got
love it.
He's got strict
love it.
instructions.
I'd love
It's a
it.
great
He's got
overtake.
strict
I'd love it.
instructions. You know how it is there. AlphaTauri,
Yeah.
no. You see a Red Bull, you move.
Do you remember it last year where they sent Sonoda out with a completely broken car just to send out a safety car?
Yeah, yeah,
Allegedly.
yeah.
What was
Yeah.
it? They put like duct tape on his
Who's
rear
that fast
wing.
as that for Hamilton now? Wow,
Okay,
1:35.8.
Lewis, it's
Flying.
hammer time.
Flying. Well, they've done
No!
That's just Charles. That's just
No.
Charles. And then
George
That's
to
only
Leclerc, 5 laps. No.
Sainz is pulling clear of Norris as well.
That's okay, that's good, that's more like it. One podium's better than none. I'd rather come first than third. Do you know what I mean? So,
I don't think you're going to get first, mate. I think we've got you here. I think we've bamboozled you. Satisfying word, that bamboozle, isn't it?
yeah, maybe for you.
Ferrari strategy has been out-strategied.
Yeah,
There is none, alright? It's just vibes.
It is. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Just
No
vibes.
tactics, just
Just
vibe.
vibes.
Are you a Man United fan?
I'm not going to talk about that.
At the end of this stream, I want to know. Or are you a Spurs fan?
I'm not a Spurs fan.
Chelsea fan.
I am a Manchester
You're a
United
Man
fan, but we're
United
not talking any.
I can tell
about
from the
football.
Mancunian accent.
How's
Yeah.
the pace?
I was
Um,
actually born outside Old Trafford. That was my
Okay.
place of birth. But
Okay.
how is
I'll
the
take that
pace? We need faster. They need faster. They're panicking, Harvey. We need faster. George Russell is now 8 seconds. He's took 5 seconds in 3 laps, buddy.
So was it 13 laps?
Yeah. And Lewis, and the thing is, Hamilton's going to come into play here because he's going to close up as Russell's trying to get
Yeah.
by people.
You know what I want though?
There's
What's
Verstappen
that?
doing
I
another
want-
one.
Hamilton, Russell, to have no orders.
They don't have orders. We
No,
don't do
but-
orders.
But exactly, I want them. I want them to. No, but when it comes to the end, and if it's the thing between
You've got
a
Barcelona
podium
again.
or no podium, come on, they're not going to say, yeah, race him to the end, crash into him, and go for it. They're gonna, say, by the way, this is where they're at. They're gonna give them the clarity of, this is what we could get, and then leave it to them.
But we didn't do that
But-
in Brazil. We let them go
Yeah,
all the way.
but I mean, if it's the difference,
That was a crazy race.
I mean, and I want them to get competitive, and I want them to mess each other up.
How's Verstappen and Perez leading the driver of the day votes, by the way?
What?
I don't know.
You know what it is. It's Orange Army.
It's all right, listen,
Yeah.
Lawson, surely, if he finishes
Gets-
top 8 or top
Yeah.
7,
Makes Q3 and then makes up another 2 positions.
that's a good drive.
He's going to have Verstappen behind him in a minute, so we're going to see.
Defend, Lawson, defend.
So what's that? What lap was it? 46. So that's 3 laps. It's 6 seconds now.
Yeah.
Halved it in 3 laps.
Oh my God. They could be on for a win.
There's a reason we're 8-time champions. Strategy, like you've been saying. I'm saying that I've been quite critical of Mercedes' strategy. The last.
Yeah, you've been quiet this whole time until this second safety car.
Yeah. And now
The whole time, virtual safety car.
you only sing when you're winning, yeah? Or gonna win, or could win.
You saved yourself there with those words, just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
Just in case.
It's going to be touch and go for first, but I think it's I think you had it
Sainz is to
completely
lose.
sewn up when it was hard. I don't think we had the
Oh
pace
my
to go
God.
there. It's almost
That's
2
a
seconds
lap.
a lap. It's 2 seconds a lap.
Almost, yeah.
But now this 12 step, and it's been so exciting. We haven't looked in the chat for a while. Harry said, I wish they picked Hamilton on the first VSC. Duct tape on the rear wing is Baku for Sonoda. Sending him back out. There you go. That's what you were talking about.
sending him back out.
For the safety car was Zandervolt, allegedly.
That's the one, yeah.
That's so unsafe as well. Sticking the duct. Didn't they get a penalty for that in the end, or some kind of?
I think so.
I just
something.
remember in Zandvoort, he came in for a pit stop and the car looked written off, and then they sent him back out. He did half a lap and retired on track and put a safety car out for Verstappen. It was a bit. I'd send him back out.
Obto is a Man United fan too, and I'll say this: he says they say shambles of a club. Shambles is polite for what we are at the moment, and I'm really glad this is a Formula One stream because we are not a very likeable club with not very likeable players at the moment, and we'll just leave that where that is as well.
Yeah, we can leave that there.
Yeah, race control have noted something.
Was it speeding on in the pit lane?
But they're saying, look how grippy the tyres
Verstappen
are.
on Lawson.
Yeah, Liam's not going to... Ooh, 4.7, let's go. And Lewis is only 3
Go on,
behind.
Lawson.
He's
Pull
not
away.
holding him up, he's not.
Norris is close to Sainz.
Well,
He's gone to 1.3.
Yeah, but it was a 2, so maybe it's like part of the...
Something
it's
happened
managing.
with Liam Lawson last lap because he took 2.5 seconds where it was a second a lap before, so...
He's defending.
He is defending.
He's defending.
A bit. No, he's not. He's giving the whole inside line. There
No.
he is.
No, he's not.
He's defending.
He is actually
He wants that
defending.
Red
He's
Bull seat.
defending a little bit, you know.
No, look
This
at that.
is-
No, he's
Oh,
not. No, he's not.
You got to feel for him. Oh well.
He wanted
Finish
to.
inside
He was kind of like...
Listen, finish inside the points. That's success.
That is success.
That's success for
It's
Lawson.
success. You know what else is success? 3.9 seconds. 6.5 off the lead.
What lap do you reckon he'll do it?
Do you know what? I actually think we're going to
Lap,
get...
do you reckon he'll do it?
No, I don't think I don't think it's certain. I think it's going to come right down to the crunch. Lap
Do you
50 to
think?
50, yeah. I think they're the laps what we're going to look. I think they're the laps he's going to look at there. Because the hard is going to survive.
Drive,
nicely.
Signs, drive! Into the sunset and away, please. Please. Leclerc's still got 4.5 seconds on Russell. Oh.
I mean, so if
God.
George gets him in 2 laps,
6 to 2 is killing him.
that's 9. I don't know actually. It might be. I feel. But then he's got to make up 4 seconds on Norris, 5 seconds on Norris. So that's another 2 laps, 53, 56, 57, 58. Yeah, it's going down right to the crunch.
Go view of Leclerc's back wing as he tries to say goodbye to George Russell.
Lewis was half a second quicker than George on the last lap. This is what I get why people don't like Hamilton, because he's just got that level sometimes where he can just turn it on and he's
just annoying.
Yeah. Senna was a bit like that as well.
Like in 21, I'm backing Verstappen just because I want to see someone else win. And then I was watching Brazil, and I just saw Hamilton just turn this on from P20 in the sprint. I was watching him, I was like, okay, he's just decided he fancies it. From the first 10 laps, he's going to win.
Talking of drivers that can usually turn it on, Alonso, he really, really, really made an error there when he went off into the runoff area. He's 17th and he's 9 seconds behind Sargent.
I think the thing is with Aston Martin.
Crazy.
The thing is with Aston Martin, they did it as Racing Point. They had the pink Mercedes. Now they've got the green Red Bull. And it was more worry for McLaren, and I'm really pleased to see that the updates are working. Because you can copy something, and it's why we stuck with that silly 0 side pod thing. You can copy something, but that doesn't mean you know what's next.
Yeah.
And
It'll
that's
get
what
you
they've
so
done.
far.
Yeah,
The drivers have to get used to the changes too.
Yeah, to get used
That's
to it.
the most important thing as well. Albon's just gone up on Guan Yu Zhou into 11th.
Toto's looking.
Points for Albon, what do you reckon? Can he get past Hulkenberg? Very, very possibly.
I think he's going to get past
Yeah, he's
Hulkenberg.
only
Russell's going to
0.6
hit DRS in a minute.
Yeah, that's why I just went a little bit quiet.
10 laps to go.
10 laps to go, and he is 6, 7, 8. He is 9 seconds off. I think it's a stretch. 9 seconds off the lead.
It depends how quick he can clear them.
So, Charles Leclerc has to make this Ferrari
perfect
into a dumpster truck. Like he's got to make it so it's got to be so wide.
Not a dumpster truck. It needs to make it into an F1 car that can just go. Just go. I don't want the last thing I want. Well, the last thing I want is for him to be overtaken. The second last thing I want is for him to have to even compete with the car behind him. I want him to just fly. Just fly.
Well, I've got bad news for you.
Don't say it.
Is within 4 attempts and a certain Mr.
Yellow
Hamilton.
Flag.
What is it?
Green flag.
Look, you're just desperate for it, are you? Safety car, everybody, safety car.
My
safety
thing,
car would be a nightmare for you.
Well,
Piastri,
no, but it depends how long the safety car is for. Think about it. Depends how long it's for.
Well,
because if it's got quite a few laps, then it will, it will set them back a little bit.
The safety car would help you because it just gives them.
But if it's only a couple of laps and it bunches everybody up.
No, come on. Go on, Leclerc, keep it. Hang on.
No,
he's got him, hasn't he? He's got him. Come on, Leclerc. Come on.
There's Hamilton right
behind him.
Come on. You got it,
Leclerc,
Jack.
Come on.
You got it, Jack. You got it, Jack. You see
Come on. Chase him back.
Hamilton.
Chase him.
Just look who's behind you.
Chase him.
Through goes Hamilton.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah. And through goes Hamilton.
Come on, Leclerc. Come on.
This has been a fun race.
He just needs to lock on Russell and just go.
While we take a quick break, that's a great point, Jack. You know what? The Orange Army voted for Max and Checo. Driver of the day might be Piastri. Here goes Lewis.
10 positions.
Ooh. We've got a lovely DRS straight coming.
Come on, Leclerc.
Here we go. George has already broken it.
Here comes Lewis
Hamilton.
No.
Here comes Lewis Hamilton.
No.
Here comes Lewis Hamilton. Get back out there, Charles. Now we're coming for Lando boy. Where's this Lando boy? You next, Jack. You next, Jack. And then we're back to you, Harvey.
Leclerc's got the cushion of Gasly 22 seconds behind him.
Leclerc's out of this now.
I just want him to try.
Pit for fastest lap.
Yeah, fine, do it. I don't care. Fine, perfect.
Switcheroo,
Perfect.
and then here comes Hamilton. It feels like, oh gosh, I can't say it. It feels like something special is about to happen. It feels like a 1-2. It does.
You know what though? This is the thing. As a Mercedes fan, sorry again for the football analogy, but it just sounds like you're celebrating like a Tottenham fan. Yes! 5th place, 4th place, hooray! 3rd place, great. But like, who's winning?
You forget
winning.
You forget where we've been the last 18 months.
Who's winning?
Yeah, but it only matters in 8 laps. It only matters in 8 laps.
Can keep going.
Who's this? Max and Piastri. Ooh, okay, Max and Piastri.
Piastri is the driver that I want competing with Verstappen.
Yeah. Oh. He's not really fine.
But he's not really competing, is he?
He's not though.
Commentator's curse there. Gets overtaken straight away. The big battle now.
5 seconds.
Well, I'd hope that's comfortable points for Lawson and Piastri. It's just Perez on the back of Albon, really.
Right, do you want some good news, Harvey?
No.
You don't want
it's probably not.
It is good news.
Go on, try me.
Russell's not eating into Norris.
No, he's not.
At all.
He's not.
He's
like I said at the start, I like Norris, I like Piastri, so I'd quite enjoy a P2 for a McLaren, which obviously at this point would be Norris.
Okay, now he's just took half a second, so maybe it's traffic.
Let there be traffic.
Okay, now driver of the day, Sainz, Norris, Lawson. That's more like it. That's a debate.
Don't mind me on my phone. I'm just going to place a vote real quick. Don't mind me.
Don't mind Georgie's 4
F1.com/vote, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rigging the vote.
Vote now.
George Russell.
Come on. Driver of the day.
4.2 seconds.
Carlos Sainz, vote. Yes, I do.
4.2 seconds.
Oh, come on.
I voted for Carlos Sainz, and so can you. Can't win it all, but let's try and win that.
It's still 7 laps. It's 7 laps to make up 5.
Norris just needs to get in that DRS. He's just got to find 2 tenths.
I think you've got it. I think 6 laps to make up that 6 seconds is a stretch. I think it's a stretch. I think he'll get Norris back. And I think, all right, here we go. Battle for second, striking lap 3 laps.
That gives it 3 more to the end.
Striking, lad. Striking. That doesn't mean he's going to get
Norris
there.
is hitting DRS.
Yeah. So, should Sainz be smart and carry Norris along with him?
No,
Is there that much strategy?
He's in DRS. There's 4 DHS going
Yeah.
on here, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Leclerc's 7.8 really behind Hamilton. Wow.
All that shouting, Harvey.
We're still winning.
No,
We're still winning.
I'm just saying.
We're still winning.
Jack, who do you support?
Wait. Let's break it down. Ferrari is still winning. They're still in the points. They've still got enough cushion with Gasly that they could pit and get fastest lap. And neither of the Ferraris have retired. That, as a Ferrari fan, is what success looks like. Okay?
Jamie Drummer, sorry Jamie, has just said in the chat, if Max wins from here, just end the season. If Max, I agree with Jamie. If he won from here, then let's just quit. Like, let's just forget about it.
I think there should be a rule that when you've officially wrapped up the title, you just have to sub out.
Could do.
So when he wins the
Lewis
title,
did for a couple of years. He just partied as soon as he wrapped it up.
Yeah. Just put Ricciardo in the car. Just be like, there you go, mate. Have fun for like the next 6 races.
Bring Latifi back.
So I'll be honest. One of my
Latifi and a Red Bull.
Lewis is 1.2 off George.
And Norris is just out of DRS.
Who do you
now.
reckon would win? Latifi and a Red Bull or Max in like that
Wi-
really bad
that-
Williams?
yeah.
The really bad Williams.
Right, Sainz has asked for gap to Lando every lap. I wonder if he's going to use some tactics.
Yeah,
But this has been a criticism of mine with Verstappen because on a car that matches everybody else, you look
He's
at the.
about to take Gasly.
But yeah, P6. Like you've seen Schumacher winning like the 5th worst car on the the true Senna as well, the true greats. That one of those McLarens, a 2009 McLaren, that was trash. And looked like 5th or 6th best car. I haven't seen Max do something where you're just like, how has he got that car where it is?
No.
Now, part of that's not his fault because he's always had a top 3 car.
That's what you're saying with Vettel as well when he won.
Yeah.
Won with Toro Rosso.
Yeah, Vettel as well. Yeah.
He's pulled that something from nothing.
Yeah.
Is Verstappen trying to take Gasly now? Yeah, he's trying. Surely on the next corner, he'll try.
1.4 and 1.2 Mercedes have joined the chat. They joined the party. They joined the party, the PlayStation party. They're here. Now let's see what Norris has got. Now, like I said, it's going to be interesting if Sainz is going to drag Norris along with him.
Oh, we've just lost signal for a sec.
We're back. And another 2 temps. Another 2 temps.
You know what I've noticed? Albon's in the points and Perez is behind him.
Yeah.
When did Perez go behind him? Wow.
Perez,
But he is 0.2.
Perez doesn't know
That's
the
the race.
setup,
I want to.
Ooh, Norris is half a second off Sainz.
Yeah. I think Norris has been saving.
Verstappen's taken Gasly.
Norris has been saving.
Verstappen's taken Gasly.
Wow.
Hey, this is on. This is on. This is on. Sorry for the excitement, but this is on.
What was wrong
Come
with-
on, Sainz.
Oh my.
Was Bottas just a mechanical failure, do you think?
I didn't even notice that he was out.
Yeah, same.
I didn't even
saw
notice. Just clocked out for
Oh
fun.
my God.
Hey,
Max.
Lewis Hamilton's got DRS on George Russell, and we go to production.
Just to confirm there, Valtteri Bottas had a gearbox failure. He pulled off somewhere on the track, but he pulled away for no safety car.
Oh, fuck this one.
Brilliant. Thank you.
He did-
production.
Well,
He did
he
Mercedes-
could
he
have
did
just done
Mercedes
it in
a
the
favour.
middle of the track, and that would
No.
have been helpful for everyone.
He's done his old team a favour there.
Everyone sat this side of the couch.
Well, just put his handbrake on in the middle of the track.
Landers
Can't move,
with
sorry.
DRS.
So look at this. With 4 laps to go, everybody is within
Wait,
2
is that
seconds.
Sainz that's gone?
Yeah, it's
There's
on
gone,
purpose.
yeah, it's on purpose, as in he's trying to pull him along?
Yeah.
Called it.
Please by fire.
I called it.
I love science, I really do. But
I called it.
you've had your win, mate. Just give someone else a go.
I called it. Not to be that guy, by the way. I
Both the
apologise.
Mercs are right there as well, like sharks.
Da-da, da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Lewis is a goat shark, though.
I think they might swap. I think they might give it a couple of laps and let Hamilton have a run at them.
George is never doing that. Never in a million years is he letting
Never,
Lewis
because
go
then
by.
he'll lose a podium. It'd be
Yeah.
different if it was if they were second
If
and
it's for the
third,
lead, yeah.
then maybe, but not for a third and fourth. No way.
This might be the best finish.
This has been the best finish to a race by a mile.
Yeah, listen, it's been a good race generally.
This is a
do you know what I mean?
four-way fight for the win. That isn't a Red Bull.
I can just point out that Harvey's heart rate isn't the highest now. Jack has sat forward.
I can tell you it
His hand is shaking.
Oh, there's yellow flag.
Yellow flag. Why, where? Perez and Albon, I think that's where it's come from. Has there been...
Don't ruin this.
Has there been...
Don't ruin this. Don't ruin
Yellow
this.
flag in Sector 2?
Oh,
Don't ruin this.
Who could that be?
Don't
It's
ruin it.
Albon.
Albon
Albon's dropping.
has stopped on
He's
the
dropping.
outside of... Oh, they've
No, he's
ruined
moving.
it.
He's moving. Albon's moving. Green flag.
Yeah.
Keep going.
oh my God.
Shame for Albon. Dropped outside
Oh,
the points.
Russell got a little bit ropey
Put
there.
Perez in. What sign said?
Front tyres are
Finished.
finished.
Well, they're not.
Oh my
We've got
God.
3 laps and then they'll be finished. So they're not.
We've got to watch Arsenal go to Goodison after this as well.
Oh, God.
You're an Arsenal fan as well?
Yeah, I might cry.
Oh, dear. Do you know what I love about F1 drivers? As soon as there's anything what's not going perfect, they're like,
Why does that look so slow?
The
Sorry,
car.
from that angle.
fronts are going, rears are going, balance is off.
There's a DRS train. There's a big DRS train.
Come on, George.
Is George taking
Come on,
Norris?
George.
Is George
Right,
taking
that's
Norris?
one of them out the way. Get out the way, George.
I don't know if he's
Lando.
taken him yet.
Oh, no, he
Norris
hasn't.
defending.
No, he
He's gone on
has.
the other side of him.
He's got him.
No,
he hasn't.
Norris is defending. This is good. Norris defending
Sainz has got
Russell.
away.
Norris defending Russell
Sainz
is
gets
good for
away.
me. It's
Right.
good for Sainz. Come on. It's
One
good for
thing I'll give
Ferrari.
Lando credit for, he's a great... See, Hamilton,
You know what's crazy?
All over
Perez
the
in the
back.
points. Perez about to take Lawson.
Lando's a really good defender, by the way. And it looks like...
Shall I tell you who
You
needs...
jammy git.
Shall I tell you who needs Lando?
Who?
Man United. You said he's a good defender.
We don't have any defenders, mate.
Well, there you go.
Lewis is having a look at George.
That's good. That's good. Please compete.
I told you, we fight. We're a real
I don't
team.
care.
We're
Second to fourth can compete. It makes Sainz pull away.
Oh, that's where you're a jammy git. He's
I
out of
don't- well,
DRS.
it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Win's a win.
Do
Let's
you know,
go.
Jack, I was actually putting
Let's
for a
go.
Ferrari before.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Production, where's Joe?
Come on. Come on. Come on. You think Joe would be any better?
Yeah, Joe.
You think Joe would be any
No,
better?
Joe would just be screaming.
Oh.
He'd be on his knees screaming. Lewis is having a look. Oh.
Come on. Come on, Sainz. I don't like seeing him in the view. I've got to move forward.
Where have Mercedes come from? You know when you're losing at FIFA and you're just like, hang on, let me just sit up in my chair real quick.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what
stop
they-
playing
yeah,
seriously.
Well, it's because it's high downforce track. We don't have to worry about aero through the high speed
I'm also
corners
praying
and
for
straight.
Lawson to finish above Perez, because that opens
That's jokes.
a world of conversation. A world of conversation, and all it is 2 laps. All it is 2 laps. I think he might be able to do it, Lawson. I think he might be able to do it.
This is how it's going to finish. I think this is how it's going to finish.
I wanted Leclerc to go in.
Norris
for
has got to have a
fastest
stab
lap.
at it, surely.
I wanted.
Say again?
Go on.
Norris has to have a stab. At some point, he's just got to get a nice run on
I
DRS.
think he's too busy defending from George.
I wanted Leclerc to go for fastest lap, but now Verstappen is ahead of Gasly, and Verstappen's only 8 seconds. I say only, you know, it's 8 seconds behind Leclerc. Who knows? And Perez takes Lawson. What a shame.
That is
What a shame. Well, he'll get points. Lawson will get points. Started 10th, finished 10th.
Do you know what we really
good.
need?
Yeah.
We really need Sky Sports and F1 to show the gaps at the front, the tenths of a second, because they're just showing who's battling. We're well aware that it's
Ooh.
Sainz, Norris.
Norris is ahead of
Russell
Russell, who's
and-
pulling away. I think it's going to end like this.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's going to end like this.
I think so too.
Did
Mercedes-
someone put Sainz, Norris, and Russell?
No.
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 I put
I
was
put
close.
Sainz, Norris, Hamilton.
Right.
I think I put Sainz, Norris, Verstappen. No, I put Sainz, Russell, Verstappen. I was miles off it.
So I could still get it right.
Listen, this is a very, very good finish for Norris.
Verstappen to 6th, actually.
He's
isn't a
absolutely
bad
done his
recovery
job.
from
If
him,
Norris
but
can keep Russell behind him, he's absolutely done what he needed to do.
I'm going to counter that, Jack. I think that's trash. Hamilton, George needs to pick up the pace if he can. Tell him, Lewis.
Or I'll crash into him.
Basically, just drive faster.
Oh, DRS
I wanna
train
win.
first.
Yeah, massive. Lewis going to make a move in a minute.
I think he will. I think he
Yeah.
might.
I'm just happy to see Mercedes take a gamble on something for once. They'd be so conservative. Look, he's got his head in his hands. Can't look.
I don't want to come back.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
1 lap to go. 1 lap to go.
God.
Final lap of the race. I tell you what, Lewis is all over the back of George Russell here.
Final lap.
George, I think this is weird. George, just throw it down the inside. Just go.
No, not
Oh.
on there, not there, not there.
Yeah, I think this is where we are. I think Ferrari have seen it out.
You know when you like horse racing, you want to just like you
Yeah,
see them in like the
yeah.
betting shops.
Come on, Sainz. Just keep going. Keep going.
No, you're good. You're sorted. You're sorted.
He's in a Ferrari, all right? You're never
Anything
sorted
can happen.
until it's done. Come on. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm liking the space that he's got ahead of Norris. I'm liking it.
He's
I'm
going.
liking it a lot.
George is holding up Lewis, you know.
He really is.
Yeah. We
He's
were
holding up- you
saying they
called
shouldn't
it.
swap. but
Hamilton might, yeah. I mean,
Lewis is quicker.
You were right. You can't swap them for a podium.
you can't.
But
You can't.
They won't. They won't do it.
But what if?
Oh, George is knocked out.
George is gone. He's gone in
Yeah.
the wall.
George
Oh
is
my
locked
God,
up.
he's gone into the wall.
George is locked
Hamilton's
up.
in thirds.
Safety.
Just as we were saying that. Just as we were saying that.
They have swapped.
They've swapped, but wow. This is why you love Formula One.
I'm going to throw it out there.
This is why you love Formula One. Charles Leclerc in
He's
fourth.
been taking the mick out of us all.
Charles Leclerc in fourth. So was that about your heart rate? You okay? You okay?
Hey, look, I'll put it clear.
Come on, Sainz. Just finish it off.
I'm a
Finish it
Hamilton
off.
fan before. I'm a Hamilton fan before I'm a Russell fan, and this is the second or third time Russell's done that this
Oh,
season.
is he going to drop out the points?
Of course, he's done.
Piastri back into seventh.
Max
Come on.
fifth.
And it's Carlos Sainz. Come on. Come on. Oh, yeah. Come on. Come on.
So we've got.
Oh, yes.
We're all on the podium.
Oh, yes.
Everyone's
You're all
like,
Hey.
I got it right. Sainz, Norris, Hamilton.
Wow.
Do I get a monster for that?
Wow.
You don't
Wow.
get. You don't
I
get a
didn't
Red
get
Bull.
anything for that. All
Look at
right.
that. Lawson in
Fair
ninth.
enough.
Lawson in ninth. Gone up a place.
George is still dropping.
Wow.
So we've
he's
got-
out. He's out. He's out. That car's not coming back. He's out.
Let's do a quick rundown. We've got
Wow.
Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton with the fastest lap in third, Charles Leclerc.
Yay! Top
fourth
five.
place. Yep. Verstappen in fifth, Gasly, Piastri, Liam Lawson. We're waiting for Perez and Liam Lawson to cross the line in eighth and ninth. Kevin Magnussen. Let's wait for him
Is
to
there
get
going to
the
be
flag
any
first.
change, do you reckon? Is there going to be any change? I'm not sure.
We've got 15.
Wow, listen.
15 cars
Carlos
finishing.
Sainz. Carlos
We've
Sainz.
finally got Perez over the line.
Wow.
Waiting for Liam
Lawson's
Lawson.
in ninth.
Lawson's in
Fantastic
Well
ninth.
done.
for him.
Yeah, fantastic.
Brilliant for
Well
him.
deserved.
So what's?
Points for Haas, pending. Points for
Points for
Haas.
Haas.
As
Still got racing at the back.
Albon.
Sargent and Alonso going for 15th. Albon
Lawson
crosses
might
in
take him,
11th.
you know. No, maybe not.
No.
It looked like
Zhu gets 12th.
So is Russell locked up, or is he?
Hulkenberg,
know.
Is he
Sargent,
trying to defend?
Alonso.
I don't know. I don't know.
It sort of. It seems to me like he's
This is the thing,
he's
though.
trying to defend, put his brakes
This is
on, and
the
locked
problem
up.
with not having an order. This is the problem with not having an order, or not having a slight order, not having some kind of strategy when it comes to the end of the race. Because all it takes is a bit of pressure, and he just lost, what, 20 points, 18
He
points?
keeps doing this. He's done it twice.
It's crazy.
Spa, he did it.
It's
Was it Spa he did
crazy.
as well?
It's
you know,
crazy.
So we've got some comments in the chat. Harry's saying Joe is seething that he's not present for this. I actually feel really bad for Joe. 'Cause he
Same.
deals the Ferrari pain every single race.
And he's not here for the win.
And he's not here for the
He's
win.
not here for the
Shout out. Harvey's been a
I'm
fantastic,
here, I'm representing the Ferrari.
fantastic
Don't worry.
representation.
Where is Joe today?
I couldn't make it. I don't think,
He's
for
not.
this one.
He's unavailable.
Get him on the podcast.
Call
on
him.
Monday.
Has anyone
Get
got
him
Joe's
on
number?
The podcast.
Harry says that was a
Wow.
beautiful race. Obto says what a race. Harry, I'm happy Lewis is there. Shame George.
Driver of
couldn't
the
get
day,
past
Carlos Sainz. Come on.
Oh my God! Look at
But
that.
that's
That's my
smart.
vote.
Wow.
Look, he's
Sainz.
still, his tyres are still smoking, and he's still in the wall. Wow. What happens?
I really want to find a way
What?
to FaceTime Joe.
What happened
He
George Russell?
He deserves this.
What happened?
You know, I said at the start, I think
His brakes are
Norris
on
is-
fire, so
Yeah, I mean, smoking.
You know, I said at the start, I think Norris is desperate. I think George is too. Like, you know, like it's like that tunnel vision. They can see a win in front.
Think
They
about
can't
his teammate.
Think
is
about
Lewis
the
Hamilton.
whole. Yeah.
He has to. He has to think like that.
Yeah.
just put yourself in that position. You've got like your best mate in front of you, and then Lewis Hamilton behind you.
Remember, where was it that you almost lost it? Was it when he had like catch of the season a couple of races ago?
Just have a look. Did you
Yes.
see that? Did you see
You know what I'm like? When Lewis, as soon as Lewis went behind him,
Zandvoort?
it was Zandvoort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that? That's number one.
Wow.
Carlos Sainz.
And this is, can we just point one thing out? I'm not sure what race we're on. This is the first non-Red Bull winner. You've done a service. You've done a service to the community.
The great are good. The great are good.
You did a service.
You are welcome. Do I get a bottle of champagne or something?
No, we told you.
Do I get can
of Red
Monster?
Bull.
A Red Bull or a Monster.
I get a bottle of water. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, KDA
Thank you.
says best race of the season. Peter says best race of the season. It really, really has been the best race of the season by far. Carlos Sainz.
Way!
And I've got to eat some humble pie on Sainz. I've been saying they should get rid of him.
Honestly, in general, I'm starving.
So
first win as a Ferrari driver, his second win in Formula One. And what a way to do it. What a way to do it. He started on pole and he finished first.
And he saw off 2 Mercedes on quicker tyres, Lando Norris. And there's something special about winning in Singapore. You know, when Nico Rosberg won there, the 5 Vettel wins that were pointed out in the chat, it's a real special place to win. Real war of attrition in Singapore. So hot, so challenging. Big hug
Norris
for
and
Lando
Sainz,
Norris.
massive hug together as well. Former teammates. 1-2 for them, the former teammates. I'm glad. Listen, my second team I've had to choose. It's McLaren.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty good day.
Can't support
Pretty
two
good
teams.
day.
Thoughts, Jack, as a McLaren fan?
drivers.
Thoughts on today as a McLaren fan?
Yeah, I've done better than I thought they would. I thought we'd struggle with the pace of the Ferraris, but you know, he's done so well. When I saw him getting in that DRS at the end, I thought there was a chance he was going to send it.
Sweating a little bit, can't lie. Sweating a little bit from that.
I knew that Sainz was going to drag him along. It was the smart thing to do.
It was. He's done really well. I think maybe Russell got a bit frustrated. You know, when he tried to get past Norris and he got back.
Yeah. We had a look and he's got that sort of
brakes on fire. Love to see it again.
There's George Russell getting into the Aston Martin medical cut.
It's probably quicker than the actual Aston Martin.
Yeah, probably
Today, yes.
than the actual
Absolutely.
Aston Martin.
Absolutely. So yeah, there were 2 Aston Martins on track today. Wasn't Lance Stroll though.
Yeah.
Wow.
What
You
an
see
ending.
Carlos Sainz smiling away.
Singapore and Silverstone, not bad places to win.
Hell yeah.
Real happy. Lando happy as well.
Wow. Fantastic.
I'd love to see the, was it the cool down room?
Yeah, that would be up next.
I want to hear Verstappen's interview.
Right. Yeah,
Later on.
awful race. The tyres were gone.
We just weren't quick enough today. Don't worry. Christian Horner's told me that he's going to give me an extra 100 million worth of budget to fix the car.
The little bit of track that I was driving
Don't
on specifically wasn't good enough.
Yeah, you know, it was actually Pirelli's fault. They actually gave me the wrong tyres.
Yeah.
You know, that was why. So, you know.
So interviews by David Coulthard. But closing comments? Harvey, happy with the win?
Wow.
What a silly question. Am I happy with the win? I'm delighted. That was, after all the pain that I've had to suffer, finally to do it, and to do it like that, amazing. A word on Leclerc though, just got to say, it's unfortunate, but I think the Mercedes were on form today, as I'm sure you'll say in your closing comments too. They were on form, so it was going to happen. But the fact that one of the Ferraris able to win the race, Lando Norris, who's probably one of the, if not the most likable guy on the grid, to get second.
Everyone's happy.
I'm great.
Everyone's happy.
Who wants to go out?
Formula 1 won today, didn't it? Formula 1 won.
But now I've got to watch Arsenal against Everton away at Goodison Park. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, as a
Formula 1's
fan,
the winner.
Forget the teams. F1's the winner. You're right. You're
But
right.
Carlos Sainz to end Red Bull's run as well.
Yeah.
Of all the drivers you would have picked, it probably wouldn't have been him. But
Yeah. Jack, closing comments?
wow. There's not really anything
Are you
to say.
okay?
No.
Okay.
My heart is like,
Okay.
my heart rate's through the roof. But
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted Norris to go for the win.
Yeah.
But I like Sainz. I think the Car-Lando sort of relationship's the best we've ever had at McLaren.
100%.
So for him to win, if there was anyone to beat McLaren to win, I would have wanted it to have been Sainz and then Hamilton to get third. But I feel for Russell. I feel so bad for Russell.
Thoughts on Piastri?
Yeah. I mean, where did he get? Was it seventh?
Seventh, I think.
Seventh in the end.
Seventh in the
From
end.
like 15th, 16th.
17th.
17th, sorry, yeah.
So yeah,
Made
he did exactly what he needed to do.
There's a genuine shout for him being the #1 driver. Not now, obviously, but coming into sort of next year, we've had
In a perfect car from the start of the
Yeah.
season.
We've had a few years of Norris doing really well sort of behind Sainz and behind Ricciardo. So now he's sort of the #1 driver with Piastri behind him, but Piastri's actually...
Yeah, it looks like he locked up and put it in the corner. Harry said he wants to see Verstappen sour grapes.
Yeah, me too.
And
I want to see Christian Horner, that's what I want.
Can we do a separate watch-along for Verstappen's...
Verstappen's interview.
And Obto, can anyone even dislike Carlos Sainz?
You can't.
Smooth operator.
And today, he was the most smooth operator on the grid. The most.
Closing comments for myself.
You thought you had a win. You thought you had a 1-2. You thought you had a 2-3. And then you left with a 3.
We left with a 3. Not good from Russell. Great from Hamilton.
It's a shame.
But like I said, Formula One's the winner today.
100%.
This is what we want every week. It's been great having you on the show today. Pleasure to have you here.
Nice
Been an amazing job. Thank you, Jack. And of course, most of all, thanks for you guys watching along. Always great to have your comments and have you here. And anytime, Alto, thanks for watching. It's been On Track GP. Thank you. Take care and see you on the next one, which is next week in Japan. With a 6 o'clock in the morning, lights out.
Wow.